welcome back. I'm Will Dragon. This is our playthrough of Warhammer 40,000 Rogue Trader. Now, we left off last time. We've pretty much finished Footfall. We're about to venture off into the rest of the Coronis Expanse. Before I leave, however, there was just one thing I really wanted to quickly do. I have just been on for the last 3 minutes without you watching, and I've quickly seen what each of the factions takes and needs, and so that will, in essence, allow me to attempt to decide what I give to each faction, because you cannot max out each faction. Definitely not. 1, very easily. 2, probably. But definitely not all 4. So I'm going to have a quick look. I mean, Power Claymore, nothing particularly great. If there's anything in particular, Death World. I mean, that's not bad, but the fact that it doesn't stack, I mean, generally get quite a lot anyway. Spinner's Breastplate, although I have a feeling I have something similar. I have a feeling I already have a good probably 30%. Reconstructed Flamer Pistol is nothing particular. Dark Visionary Herd. Again, I don't have War World, Death World War Boots. That's not too bad. Bonus to parry reduction if the wearer has conviction. Iconoclast. All allies gain 40% hit chance against enemies adjacent to the wearer. The wearer automatically dodges allies' melee attacks. That's not bad. Silent Death. Oh, there you go. We've got another spinner piece of armor. Wearer kills an enemy with a blade dance. Other enemies adjacent to the wearer become staggered. Yeah, nothing. I mean, a few spinner items, but nothing really specific from the Drusians, I don't think. Obviously, that will then continue. Go further down. Will to Live, but again, that'll probably be quite easily outdone. It's definitely a better version than what he's got now, but only just. Precise Lasgun, Combat Manipulator, Targeting Visor. Like Body Glove. When the wearer inflicts a damage over time effect, they gain +1 stack of Inevitability. As soon as they wear gains 10 stacks of Inevitability, they deal 3 direct damage to all enemies suffering from any damage over time effect. And all the stacks of Inevitability are 3 direct damage. I mean, that's pretty low. Pretty low, pretty rubbish. Deadly Repeater. Yeah, it's not bad, but by the time I get around to doing it, getting 17 reputation, I should have moved on from that, really. And again, all these emergency cutters and rock saws we now have. I mean, am I getting a servitor as a companion? Focus Mount Gun's pretty good. Fortress World Origin. Yeah, not bad. Not bad, definitely for Pascal, although I don't think we're using Pascal. Cast Balor Commission. We've got more. Yeah, I mean, you know, bolters. Not heretical followers. That's not really going to do much. Dukari and Eldari weapons. Psycho's breastplate, but it's heavy. It may be for Heinrichs, but I don't really think so. I mean, there's nothing too much. Got a couple of Blade Dancer hits. And then again, some more foreign. First attack and Navigator power each turn costs -1. That's really not a bad Navigator staff, to be honest. Does get me, obviously, 2 attacks. Plus 12 damage, and does 12 damage to yourself. But with the self-healing ability you can get, that's not really going to be too devastating, to be honest. And then Fellowship of the Void. Oh. Inferno, that's not too bad. I'd probably rather keep my Chain Lightning, to be honest. Double up, hunt down the prey. I mean, a couple of single weapons. Death World Origin again. Get a nice shotgun. Increased chance of triggering psychic phenomena by 15%, or walk damage out, but the wielder is increased by 4. 25 commerce, 25 persuasion. That's not a not a bad little bonus. I mean, yeah, they've all got a few little bits and bobs, but nothing that really jumps out. Because they all do very much share the items they need. So I don't know. We'll just generally leave it for now. I mean, like I said, there's nothing that's jumping out. Obviously, we're going to get a lot from our colonies as well. From playing with all of that, you can get quite a lot of reputation with the different factions. You know, a nice 5,000 here, 10,000 there if you're lucky. So let me see. We can't go there because they don't like us. Deadwood, Juice's Blessing, Footfall, all done. Let's double check. Yep, one of the spies of Dargonus, Manufactorum, Kiava Gamma, our trade, our rogue trader quest, classified information. We have to go to different realms. It's been destabilized by disturbance in the warp and the severing of trade and transports. Again, that's my rogue trader. Go and claim all your worlds. Get into the shadow quarters. Send them some food and scan some planets. So, yep, so we are very good to go. And so let's go to the map of the Coronis Expanse. Hang on, let's quickly check void ship management posts. Everyone's in a good post. Yep, all the posts are nicely filled. All right, let's go to that Coronis Expanse map. Let's boogie on out of here, folks. Let's get moving towards, let me think. Janus is going to be first, although, I say that. Charter routes. And we found a few new places. So, I am going to take my time a little bit. Let's just go to the safe place for now. Warp travel. Ship senior officer requests an audience with you. They humbly awaiting you on the bridge. Okay. This is going to happen a lot. A hell of a lot, unfortunately. Senior officers. I wonder if that's the NPC senior officers, or whether that's actually my retinue. Because, you know, half of my retinue are now senior officers as well. Who have we got? No, it's the NPC guys. As I gloriously turn around. I do love that. Like, yes? Oh, we're ready. Lord Captain, if I may request your attention for a moment, I must report a series of highly dangerous violations that have taken place in the fuel compartment. The Master at Arms is ignoring my demands, and I am thus forced to appeal directly to you. The Fuelers have founded a sect of some kind. This group practices fire worship of the Emperor, and has been burning promethium near the fuel lines. I beg you to stop this madness before we all go up in flames. We point out that there have been no incidents in the fuel compartment so far, and that the beliefs of this sect do not affect the obedience of the workers or their efficiency in any way. All assemblies are conducted strictly after hours with the permission of their superiors. However, if you find their practices unacceptable, we will put a stop to them immediately. Does the ecclesiarchy recognize this cult, or is it considered heretical? This matter is beyond my purview. Let Confessor Adalbert be the judge of such business. Oh, you can tell he's not important. He doesn't get his own picture. The Emperor protects your ladyship. I can assure you that there is no heresy festering in the fuel compartment. The sect of Fire Prophecies has been tested for purity and found to be in accordance with the Creed. Their leader, who calls himself the Oracle of Fire, is devout and submissive to his servants. They do not twist the sacred teachings, and as for their chosen forms of worship, these are neither rare nor remarkable. Many such minor cults exist in the Imperium with the full approval of the Ecclesiarchy. They are burning promethium. The amount of residue accumulated in the drainage tanks was so laughably small that it was not even worth recording. If there were any real misappropriation of the ship's resources happening here, I would have already punished those involved, Lord Captain. They really make prophecies. At least he and his flock believe that the Emperor reveals glimpses of the possible future to him in the sacred flame. Occasionally his visions do come true, or so his followers convince themselves. We do not know whether the grace of God truly lies upon him, or if he is merely a charlatan, or perhaps a blissful lunatic, or a wicked rogue who possesses psychic power not tempered by his will. Lord Captain, as choir master of the Astropathic Choir, I must be watchful of any threats to the ship's safety originating from the Immaterium. I have heard rumors about this oracle, and so I have sent my adepts to see him. They assert that the man is a psyker. Oh, would you look at that. This man who speaks to the warp is a danger to himself, to the entire vessel. Both law and common sense dictate that he should be thrown into a holding cell, tranquilized, and handed over to the Inquisition to be sent to Holy Terror. Alternatively, you may dispose of him in some other way. I beg your forgiveness, but I seldom leave the chapel to interfere in the affairs of the ship. My duty requires that I keep constant vigil as I direct the arrival and departure of messages across the boundless void. But given that this incident had already demanded my interference, I thought it a good opportunity to introduce myself and pay my respects to you. This guy is important. He gets his own picture. Now, just how to handle this cult. We stand ready to carry out your orders. As Confessor Adalbert and Mistress Sarabek have both attested that these people are obedient and free of fault, I will not ban their teaching. The Oracle's visions may prove useful to us. We will not let the law stand in our way. Do keep an eye on him, Weiss. If my infamous master, Infernus Master, says they are a danger to the ship, then I'm convinced. Throw the Oracle in a holding cell, hand him over to the authorities at the first port we visit. Throw this prophet out of the airlock. See, now, if I leave him to worship, that is definitely, as they say, a conduit for the warp and all of its horrors to get onto the ship. And consider the fact that these people play with fire, and they're near the fuel lines, that is a very big opportunity for the warp chaos powers that be to do huge damage to my ship. So there's no way I am letting this go on. Now, on the other hand, if I stop it, we could have a small riot on our hands, but that is why I have an Arbeits on my crew. Hand him over to the authorities at the first port we visit. Will be done, Lord Captain. I will see to it that he remains unconscious and his dangerous powers are kept in check. As for the cult, I am sure it will dissolve on its own without its spiritual leader. That was interesting. Can we just go back to the void? I think, can that just not be an option? Back to void? I mean, I've got a journey. I'm literally in the warp. I've got a journey to finish. At least I think I'm still in the warp. Yeah, no, I didn't get out of it. This is an uncharted system within rumor, proximity, inevitable triumph. Inevitable triumph, you say? Decades ago, a ship called the Inevitable Triumph went missing on course for Footfall. A shuttle from that ship has been discovered not far from the Aviorus system. Potentially. There could be a shuttle here from the Inevitable Triumph. Space dust, pirates. Okay. Let's go round these pirates. Some promethium. Let's go get some more promethium. Okay. Charles' monocle. This monocle grants the wearer plus 15 bonus to commerce. Oh, very nice. Trophies. Mechanics creations, 100%. Well, that literally disappeared. Okay, so we have some pirates. Like I've said since the beginning, so this is Grim Darkness. You only get one chance. And honestly, Void Combat mildly terrifies me. Where I died the most in the last one. However, pirates, they're the easiest out of all of the fights. But I mean, I can't even see how many of them there are. But it is pirates. I mean, I should be able to deal with 3 or 4 pirates very, very easily. There's not there's suddenly about 8 of them, which I don't think there will be. But 3 or 4 pirates are okay. 1, 2. There's 2. No, there's 3. Sorry, yes, there is 3. All Cobra class. Okay. I'm gonna drop off some torpedoes by here, aiming for this guy on the right. Oh, I can't quite hit him with my dorsal cannons. Okay, that's one very easily dealt with.
The destination is known.
We park right alongside him. Okay, I think I'll be fine against 2 of these guys. The fact that they turn and run quite easily. Oh, that suits me beautifully. Plasma torpedoes. We take him out in one go. Yes, we can.
Commence the symphony of macro cannons.
Let's live to fight another day. I don't think so.
No one can outmaneuver House or Celio.
Okay, a little bit more experience for the Void Ship. And then you have a whole... This is a whole 6 scrap. I think we got more than that. I wasn't actually paying too much attention. Did it tell us? Bounty's promise gained 750 combat experience. 350 more is needed for the next level. Crew has found 16 scrap. Here you go. Combat is finished. So I gained a tiny bit more scrap than I used. Let's begin the scan of this world. Oh, we have some things. We have Plasteel 5. Not a bad number. And I think I'm going to generally avoid, the 2s and the 3s. 5 Plasteel is pretty good. Let's extract that, and then we have Soto's Tomb. Imperium cartographers and chroniclers know this place well. Long off the planet was a prosperous outpost capable of eclipsing even footfall. There used to be a Cyclopean tomb station on its orbit. The final resting place of Cornelius Soto, one of the discoverers of the Coronis Expanse. The tomb gave its name to the entire system. However, about 400 years ago, an unknown cosmic body rammed into the station, causing it to collapse onto the planet. Not only did the catastrophe kill the settlers, it also made the world uninhabitable for centuries. The crater formed by the station's impact can still be observed from orbit. Soto's tomb became a sepulchre for the entire planet. Life Compul is a treasure in its own. Okay. We learned some stuff. The map of the Cronus Expanse. And with, of course, that did give us a 5th scanned planet. Let's scan for new planets and new routes. As you can see, so we've got... It's only yellow. I'm not going to bother undoing anything, any routes down from yellow. Any of the big routes, like for instance this one in orange, I probably will. I may even put routes like this down to green, depending on how often I think I'm going to use them. Let's travel to Aviorus. As I'm now fated to be your shadow, Dom and Cece, we must perform a ritual that will seal our bond, for it pleases the Undying One. Let us speak on the bridge, and it will take us to a place appropriate for the ritual. Sure, I will be there. Waiting for the Lord Captain on the bridge. She means to perform a mysterious ritual that will bind the Domin and her together in the eyes of the Undying One, aka the Emperor. I wish to inform you that the sacred rituals addressed to the spirit of the ship have been performed. The tech liturgy and the rite of the machine blessing ended with a data meditation in order to comprehend the nature of the miracle sent down by the Omnissiah. Acquisition of sacred knowledge has not been recorded. How the spirit of the void ship was able to call upon the power of the machine god and activate the warp drive remains an unknown. Yet during my meditative ritual, the Omnissiah gave me an equally valuable revelation. The sacred spirit that lives in the bowels of the ship's mechanisms differs from other analogous forms. The spirit holds a unique power that cannot be called anything less than a blessing of the machine god. What does this mean? Ship spirit is capable of making unpredictable calculations and actions. It is impossible to predict how it will behave in any given situation, but I believe the spirit is currently showing obedience, at least for now. I recommend we continue monitoring the ship and prepare for new manifestations. It was filled with emotive force, despite the confusion. It wanted to find why the ship did what it did. Report. Received. Hey, I arrived. Got any routes? Oh, wow. So we did find another system. We also got a very dangerous route straight to Janus. And another unsafe route to here, uncharted system. Tempting to make this green. I mean, that's a pretty nice jump. You know? It's also tempting. I wonder if I can just make a jump from Footfall all the way up to Janus. And then make... Although, no, wait. Charting a new course cost me 3 to begin with, so probably not a good idea. And then a further 3 to make it green. Yeah, you can make your own routes, but maybe not the most recommended thing. It does cost quite a lot. You can scan. Nah, I'm not going to get too adamantine. A small human dwelling stands on this barren, deserted planet. Scouts report that an old hermit lives there, who spends his days in prayer to the Emperor. That's the old hermit for a blessing. Turns out to be a navigator, and when the old man discovers the noble status of his visitor, he willingly recounted his tale. He had retreated to this planet long ago, back when he was still in his youth, after he had realized that his mind would not withstand frequent forays into the Immaterium, the realm of the archenemy. The hermit spoke with pride about how he had worshipped the Emperor each and every moment of his life, but when he mentioned the golden light of the Astronomicum, his voice quivered. When his guests left, he stared after them for a long time, his gaze filled with sadness. Okay. Interesting. We're going to do the void ship last. And if it is a Mechanicus drifting void ship, we are not going to step foot on it quite yet. Because such a thing is terrifying. Provisions. Oh, again, 5 provisions. That's not bad. Sure, we'll accept to extract that. We get some smuggler's cash. Nice. Scan. I'm going to guess it's probably going to be a barren, lifeless... Oh no, smuggler's cash. Some Promethean. Smuggler's cash? No, nothing. It's beautiful. There are ardent views in the burning worlds added to the... What did she say? There are ardent views in the void, the likes of which I could never have imagined. A single vivid world bleeding flames, yet so much substance for my thoughts. See what's in the drifting void ship. No. No, not quite yet. Let's go to the bridge. Let's see what Kibula wants. And then I might step foot on that ship, and if it is what I think it is, then I might step foot off that ship. If it's the Mechanicus ship, it's extremely scary. It's extremely dangerous. It involves taking a lot of trauma and going through a lot of traps. And then you have a fight towards the end, which is painful, and actually killed me about 4 times in my last playthrough. So we shall go there at a later point, basically. Maybe once I've gained a few more levels. Kibula, you're definitely back this way. You're down here. Do I remember that correct? Yes, there she is.
Done.
I'm ready for the binding ritual.
Then
follow
me. Go.
Alright, well, here we go to some beautiful, undisturbable location. Oh. Just drawn a circle on the floor. Naturally, I stand in the middle.
To step into the labyrinth, Domin.
What exactly are we going to do?
This is the ritual of binding. By the Undying One's will, our fates are now as one. But I must still guide you into the maze of my mind. Although it is my predestination alone to walk its corridors in search of answers, your image must become part of the tangle. For I am your shadow, Domin, and your presence will aid me in sensing whatever threats may be looming over you.
Okay, so obviously the floor is the labyrinth.
Your weapon for the ritual. Watch the lines on the floor. You can only pass through the gaps. The rest, you need not know. Enter the labyrinth, Domin.
All I can tell you folks is that one, I'm not stepping through the gaps, and two, I am no good with a blade, so...
You are now upon the path. Your shadow now walks the labyrinth, and my gaze can now see when danger draws near you.
Thank you for performing this ritual.
Thank you, Domin. Trust me when I say that it was important for me, for our bond. The labyrinth has accepted you. We have danced amid the crossing lines and minds, and by the dance, we are now bound.
Okay. Well, that's done. I don't know if either Kibula or CC gained anything through that. Kind of nice if they did, you know, kind of makes these things worth a little bit more. I don't know, I'll have a quick look at their character sheets. See if there's anything anything special. I'm thinking not. Features. Nope, that's all the archetypes. Archetypes, bounty hunter, original talents. Up and down talents. Yep, archetypes. Archetype talents from the soldier. Origin talents. Iconoclast. Master of command. Strength in numbers. Hive world. That's my Shadow Torment. Feat of Greatness. Yep. Use my talents as commander to achieve great victory with ruinous powers. Hopefully that does come into effect pretty good. Ruinous powers, remember those who witnessed the death of Rykard Minoris. Woe be to any who draws the eye of the arch enemy. Okay. Celestial Inspiration. Battle Start Momentum plus 10. Regimental Tactics and Astra Militarum Commander. So no, nothing seems to have been gained, at least not on these part, nothing on Kibula's part either. But hey, it was fun. We are now bound as one. Maybe it will come into the story somewhere later. Let's go to the Coronis Expanse. I'm going to have a look at the ship, like I said. If it is the Mechanicus ship that has been dragged through the warp many, many times, let's just say we are not going to be staying around for tea and biscuits. It is the Mechanicus ship that has been dragged around in the warp for time immortal. Yeah, we're not going to be sticking around. Going to the Void ship.
What lies beyond?
We've also actually got the wrong people, because I realised we've just got Pascal, which is not the right character. Yeah, and so back to the map of the Coronis Expanse. We will come back later for that Drifting Void ship, when we've maybe gained a few more levels and I'm not so terrified. Because yeah, no, I did that as probably pretty much roughly the same order I'm doing it here. And yeah, not good. Let's just put it that way. Not good. Right, now. I'm probably going to reduce the threat of one of these lanes. I think I'll generally do it. I mean, I'm in no great rush to jump to Janus. It doesn't particularly matter too much. I don't know. Coming from where I am almost seems a bit of a better link because this one can actually go straight to Janus as well. Seems like more of a hub than Footfall in terms of warp lanes. You know what? Let's use the route difficulty. Yep, let's go and do that. Cost me 1. We'll make that unsafe. Let's warp travel. I mean, basically, unsafe gets a strange story. Anything above that probably gets an encounter. The decks reporting and control for opening and closing of doors, gates, airlocks, they behave erratically and do not operate as command. There's the casualties among the crew. Well, I would think so if it's opening airlocks as it so chooses. Oh, look at that. We've got a few more planets jumping up on the peripheries. We've got a few systems on the edges. Waiting to be found. Oh, unknown ships and unknown ships, you say? They look like Chaos. They look like Aldari. Actually, they don't look like Drukhari. Drukhari are spikier. They look like Chaos. Plasteel 7. Activation of regulatories on a solid. Get 7 more Plasteel quite happily. Then we're going to jump back out of here. So we could go to Opticon 2-2 and go and turn in that quest, get a whole bunch of reputation, etc., etc. And this would also allow me to get more mobile extractiums. This report and disturbing news brought me by machine spirits of the ship. The matter is extremely delicate and concerns Lady Cassia. You see, since her first day aboard, her presence has been a summons to the crew's way of life. If you allow, I have prepared a detailed report. First incident occurred immediately after our departure from Urok 5. The Lady Navigator chastised one of the ship's runners, after which he went to his living quarters, killed his family, then shot himself. Second incident was noted while traversing the warp. The Lady Navigator gave the pilots the wrong instructions and the void ship was thrown off course for a matter of minutes. This was enough for the forces of the Materium to anger the machine spirits, enough for them to start a fire in the service bay. After that, officers living near the Lady Navigator's quarters began to express extreme emotions. Hysteria, apathy, euphoria, rage. This is quite detrimental to crew morale and performance. The last incident was recorded on Footfall. Around 100 living birds were delivered on board during our stay on Footfall. Each bird cost a hefty sum, but I have failed to discover their purpose and subsequent fate. I was told about a conflict between the Lady Navigator and the Seneschal, alas, with no details. If you like, you can ask Master Wesserian directly. Things are even worse with Jay Hidari. I intercepted a Voxcast in which she promised she would, and I quote, end that Casca if she ever saw her again. Her Maylord Captain, the Lady Navigator's state of mind worries me. She is self-contained and does not mesh with the crew at all, which is why everyone avoids her. Even senior officers can be superstitious. I feel that only you are in a position to talk to her on equal footing and improve the situation. Got new routes. Okay, nothing popped up, but we did get an extra navigator point. You want to call it that? Beautiful, a nice easy system. Most probably. Not inhabited. Not explored. Inhabited world. Dead world added to the... Inhabited, dead. What are we going for? The ruins of an ancient imperial city were discovered on a dead world, completely deprived of an ecosystem. According to the reports, the entire settlement is contained in a titanic glass dome that once held an artificial atmosphere. Your augurs detected the framework of 3 other similar structures that were never completed. For whatever reason, the dome system failed, and left behind is this city a ghost that never managed to become a proper colony of the Imperium. Explore the local palace. Received a ghost sword and a profit factor of 1. An Eldari weapon that obviously decorated a state and the local ruler. Several explorers perished from the cleverly hidden tripwires in the courtyard, but after losing their companions, the team easily disarmed the remaining traps in the estate. Okay. Found a secret cache that one belongs to the mansion's owner. The mansion owner had an Eldari weapon. Have as many supplies as possible. To get some provisions. We've got some holy gifts. Fantastic. We've got a blessed bolter casing. Single attacks with bolt weapons automatically hit the target. Oh, very nice. Drain the remaining fuel from the generator stations. Leave the dead city with nothing left behind. Okay, well, that went pretty well. You can scan. Let's deal 2. No, let's not worry about that. Not that I can anyway, I don't think. I don't think I've got any... No, I haven't. I've used 3. All I had. All I had. Scan. Magnetic storm. Maybe she will return her one day because I cannot see through the magnetic storm at this point. So if we quickly just pop into our inventory, go to Argenta. Single attacks with the bolt weapon automatically hit. Let's start wearing the blessed bolter casing. And if we come to... Oh no, wait, that's an Eldari weapon. That's not going to get worn by anybody. 15 bonus to commerce. Now, we're currently allowing Law Imperium to be on Fellowship. Commerce is pretty high as it is, but there's no reason why we don't attempt to boost it even further. Artist's Monocle. Nice 105 commerce. That'll help in non-combat ship situations, basically, where everybody gets to be involved. Of course, I should level up those guys at some point as well. Let's go back to the Cronus Expanse. Oh yes, hang on. Go back to the bridge. I need to have a conversation with Cass, don't I? And ask her to stop killing crewmen and birds alike. Can't have her unique abilities, we say. Killing the crewman, that's what she's supposed to be avoiding. Where is she, Cass?
Words cannot describe how boring the bridge is without our stimulating
heard rumors.
conversations.
Your hands go cold.
Not here. I'm begging you. Aren't noblemen supposed to discuss such things away from the servants?
Let us go to my study.
Then lead the way, and I will answer all of your questions.
Aren't nobleman. I never said I was a nobleman. What is it you wanted to talk about, Lord Captain? I have nothing to say to your unfounded accusations about my conflicts with the crew. I cannot recall having a single quarrel with any of your people during my entire time aboard. Messenger, you rebuked Butcher's own family and then killed himself. Never rebuked a single errand boy on this ship. I think I remember a kind young man with a shy smile and skillful fingers with too much rotten ochre on his shoulders. I grew tired of the disgusting color and advised him to lighten his burden by casting the weight off his shoulders. He did not come the next day or ever again. During the voyage, you gave the wrong orders. I saw something in the warp, something vast, predatory, shimmering with indescribable colors. It came from nowhere and stared at the ship with hundreds of hungry eyes, right there in our path. I decided to change the course while it was still possible, but did not want to sow panic. Would it have been better to tell the crew we were heading straight into the monster's gaping maw? You weren't telling me why you needed 100 species of bird. Admittedly, I'm at a loss myself. The day we arrived on Footfall, I sent a request to the ship's quartermaster and asked him to get me a songbird. But he never asked for clarification, and shortly before we left, I had a countless number of cages delivered to me, all wrapped in bright red panic with flickering tints of fear. There was a bird in every one. I was so excited I thought I would have hundreds of friends instead of just one. They were squeaking so piteously I let the poor things out. I even fed them my breakfast and dinner. But the stupid birds would not stop chittering even after bedtime. They were dashing about the room, smacking me in the face with their wings and defecating. I became angry and suddenly they started pecking each other's eyes and attacking me. Then I became afraid and they fell over dead. I do not think I want to keep pets anymore. I already told you I cannot control my abilities. What else do you want from me? Will I be assigned a pariah chaperone, or will you put me in suppressing shackles? Will you share your thoughts with me? Find a way to defeat them, I promise. You have a kind soul, but have difficulty reaching out to people. That would be wonderful. My education in New York 5 was cut short, but I had realized by then that the wisdom of books is a poor substitute for the wisdom of experience. Very well, since we are done with this misunderstanding, I would like to change the subject. It would be only be fair for me to ask you a few questions now, wouldn't it? Hesitates and continues in a less confident tone. Do not mistake me, I am not going to accuse you of anything, it's just that you are the most worthy interlocutor on the entire ship, and you are always so busy. I read a treatise by Pisces de Mobius very recently, who claimed that subjects would never believe their new ruler was better than the old one unless the old one had been a tyrant. No matter the circumstances, the lowborn rabble become deluded about their prospects and rebel in favor of their base desires. What do you make of this? Eesh, let's not go persuasion. So, your interpretation of this classical text is not entirely correct. If subjects have grown accustomed to the ruling house, all the sovereign must do is refrain from breaching long-standing traditions. Adjust unwanted laws as gradually as you would shift the bed of a flooded river, and no one will ever take your power from you. On the contrary, the loyalty of subject can be bought at a pittance, lower attacks, throw them a festival, or feed the needy. A gracious gesture once every cycle will exalt you in the eyes of the rebel as if you were his own blessing. I'm going to go... refrain from breaching long-standing traditions. Indeed, I was not wrong about your merit or your ability to hold a conversation. But my second question does not confound you either. According to the 20 tomes penned by the preacher Ostak, Estephan the Forgotten, mercy and cruelty go through the world hand in hand, but people flock only to one pan of the scales. Would you rather inspire fear in your followers or be magnanimous and choose awe? Oh, wow. I'm going to try Fellowship, because it's the only one that I've actually got a chance with. Succeeded, yes! There is so much power in your words. Power that makes me want to join you. I understand now why your subjects are eager to follow. I admit I was afraid we were too different, and yet you helped me realize that I can be candid with you. Please do continue. I must confess that sometimes I can hardly bear the burden of the house has placed upon me. I feel I am not doing my best. Tell me how you, heir to a protectorate, can bear the responsibility for billions of lives day after day and not stoop under all the weight. In a turmoil is clouding your mind. My protectorate, my subjects, my title are mere resources that I'm using solely for my own ends. Try to lead dynasty towards prosperity by worthy means. Thank you for your patience, Cece. You're helping me see the world in different colours. A novel experience for me. Our conversations hold a special place in my heart. Allow me to bid you farewell for now. I'm heading back to my chambers to consider today's conversation. Okay, well, hopefully that will reduce the number of incidents. Weapons of mesmerizing that you have never seen never seen many of these artifacts before. Look at this lovely weapon wall. This is my office, so I think this way is... Yep. Back to the bridge. Like I said, yes, hopefully that decreases incidents a little bit more now. Hopefully we get through what is happening without things falling apart. And not that way. Yeah, no, wait, sorry. Right in front of me is the map I want. I was about to attempt to go back to my throne, which may work to go back to the Expanse, but I'm actually not sure. Interesting to find out. So, just having been here, and what is the rumor we're potentially in the midst of? Oh, I have the magnetic storm, of course, the one we've just gone and discovered. Its route is unsafe. Permission to address you with a request. Our head chirurgeon is sabotaging the ship's operations. He has quarantined several Voidsman crews on account of a piddling sickness. People don't even go to the medbay when they come down with it. They just wipe their noses and keep working. Only a dozen or so die from it in a whole year. We're sitting on our hands here, so I asked you to talk some sense into him. Letard Forius. Again, he's not important. Greetings, your ladyship. My name is Letard Forius, and I am the chirurgeon majoris of this vessel. As your chief medical specialist, I assure you that the quarantine is well warranted. This piddling sickness has claimed the lives of a number of meritorious officers in the past. This time, I intend to get an epidemic under control, study the disease thoroughly, and develop a proper cure. I hope you'll agree that a single period of downtime is a small price to pay for the number of lives that will be saved and increase in the crew's performance during the other such outbreaks in the future. Not to mention the fact that we won't have to waste stimulants due to the afflicted using them as a crutch to offset their limited work capacity. How do you intend to study this disease? By gathering enough infected individuals together, letting the illness progress, comprehending its properties, and finally killing it. The disease goes through several stages, with each containing clues to its nature and vulnerabilities. The Voidsman will have to stay sick for some time until I discover the cure, assuming, of course, that the disease is reversible in its final stages. I'm going to go Iconoclast. Find volunteers among the crew who agree to being infected in exchange for compensation. I expect you to cure every one of them once you are done. This may limit the potential of the study, but this approach is also acceptable. I will make up for the lack of material with my expertise. Thank you for taking your crew's health into consideration. Should you require my services, you may find me on the bridge, your ladyship. Oh, can I? He's going to have a face? A feud has broken out between the clans that maintain the Void Shield arrays. Rumor has it that the late Theodora was seen on the lower decks, and so one of the families called for a rebellion against the usurper of the Void Ship, that is you. So far, no one believes their mad tales, but unrest has begun in the fringes of the compartments. Ready to eliminate the Insatiate clan or pacify the entire Void Shield crew? The decision is yours. Find the source of these rumors and punish those responsible. There are no innocents in such cases. The clans are endangering the entire Void Ship, tussling over a strange and oblivious false rumor. If you so desire, I will convey your wishes to the enforcers later, but right now, the unrest must be stopped and the people returned to their direct duties or replaced. Destroy the rebellious clan. I'll see to it, Lord. Hey, and we arrived somewhere. Let's visit. Let's visit System Speculo. Unknown ships. Right, I can avoid them. Look at my scan. We have Augur's Anomaly. We also have some Xenotech. Does involve going down. Let's take out Pascal and put Heinrichs back in. Except I need to mark that I need to come back here because even though there's only a pool of three xenotechnology is actually pretty big cash. I live to serve your ladyship. Oh, this place looks interestingly familiar. Let's go and level up Heinrichs whilst I'm here. We finished with a warrior. Now I'm going to go and make him... I mean, you would think Vanguard, because I'm technically hoping to use him as my tank. But I am also very much... I mean, he can actually fit into quite a few of them. I mean, Assassin, maybe not so well, I don't think. I mean, he could very easily. Arch-militant, because he very much is going to have lots of different abilities on the go. Executioner. I mean, yeah, he's definitely going to have some damage over time effect. Ooh, it's actually, this is a tough choice. He... Oh, lordy. I mean, technically I want him to be a tank, so Vanguard is what kind of jumps out at me, but... Is that really where his talents best lie? Versatility, large area attacks, personal buffs, weapon set rotation, crowd control. Damage over time effects, melee damage, negative effects, crowd control, large number of wounds. Let us... You know, I am going to go Vanguard, because that is supposed to be his purpose here. Let's come back this way. Right, what have we got? Okay, we're not... going to get Purge Soul. Upgrade our Psyker level. We will instead go and get until the start of the next turn. The Vanguard gains deflection against range attacks equal to the number of stacks of unyielding beacon on the Vanguard. Attack inflicts 1 stack of unyielding beacon. Each stack increases the resolve by +1 up to a maximum of +15. Okay. Until the next turn, when the Vanguard powers an enemy attack, they immediately make an attack of opportunity. Our radius around them gain 3 plus number of unyielding beacon stacks, temporary wounds. Gain 60% damage, 60% armor penetration against enemies in a 2-cell radius around the Vanguard. Force distraction. Provocation. We'll go Bulwark for now. Then Psycho Majoris, 100%. Then the Psycho's allies or the Psycho themselves are under the effects of psychic powers. They gain +5 toughness for each of such effects. That'll probably be quite good for me in general. Power this healing can critically heal with a chance of 15%. This critical heal chance is increased by all the effects that increase critical hit chance, and the amount healed is increased by the same value as critical damage. In 1 stack of the Sanguine Siphon effect, if that damage was dealt to a target adjacent to the Psycho, they gain 2 stacks instead. When the Psycho suffers lethal damage, the stacks of Sanguine are removed to reduce this damage by -1 for each stack, until either all stacks are removed or the damage is no longer lethal. So basically, it's temporary hit points, but it only comes into effect before he dies. It's on the end of your life bar as opposed to the beginning, or the beginning instead of the end, depending on which way you look at it. In fact, I'm going to go and get Adrenaline Surge. It's actually really nice. Regain AP spent on Psychic Powers. I actually need to map this guy out a bit more. We will take Strange Vitality. Potentially Pulse of Life. I don't think I'll take Sanguinious Siphon. 25% to regain AP. 2 cells or more, the range increased by 3. Maybe. Increase veil duration by 2 points less if the talent reduces. Yeah, probably do need that on both him and Idara, because otherwise it's going to go up very high. Increase by +2 whilst veil duration is 10 or lower. Try and keep that. Psychic can use damage and psychic power while being threatened by enemies in melee. He definitely needs that one. We will, of course, get Terminus and Extremus. Damaging psychic power on targets at 6 hours or farther from the psychic. The target suffers additional 3 damage. Psycho is not in the target's line of sight. The Psycho is in cover or all resistance tests. The target suffer a minus. I'm not going to be in cover too much, to be honest. Psycho gains the Inscribed Soul ability. It costs no AP, but deals direct damage to the Psychic equal to 25% of the maximum wounds. The next psychic power used after this ability will not trigger Psychic Phenomenon or Perils of the Warp, and will not degrade the Veil. Usage of a heroic act by the Psychic decreases Veil degradation by -3, most probably. Force weapon attacks deal 3 more damage and have 15% more armor penetration. Very much. Gets rid of Law Xenos and Law of the Warp. Probably not for this guy, actually. The same archetype as his character. The first archetype ability used in each combat by this character costs -1 AP less. Yes, I don't think there's going to be other... though there might be, obviously, Vanguards when we get the Space Marine. Psychic critical hit chance increased by 4%. Yes, why not? I already have this feature. Well, that's why I can't get it. Critical hits scored by anyone within the Psychic line of sight increases Psychic's critical damage by +1% until the end of combat. First time that momentum reaches 200 during the Psychic's turn, the Psychic gains +5 to all characteristics, +1 to resolve, +1 to deflection. Maybe. Enemies adjacent to the Psychic suffer 10% more damage. Probably not that one. Words of Endurance. Whenever the Vanguard's ally in a 2-star radius around them is hit, the Vanguard grants that ally +3 temporary wounds. While at maximum snaps of Unyielding Beacon, the Vanguard gains +7 resolve. Nice. Whenever an attack made by an ally hits the Vanguard for the first time in a round, that attack deals no damage. Shouldn't need it. Mark it, but shouldn't need it. Once per round, when the enemy considers the Vanguard a priority target, enters the cell adjacent to the Vanguard, provokes an opportunity attack. Why not? All allies affected by the Vanguard's abilities are -8% less likely to suffer critical hit. One ally in a 2-star radius gains 7% parry. While Bulwark is active, the Vanguard counts as full cover for their allies and grants the adjacent allies. Very nice. A priority target, the Vanguard's armor is increased by 5%. Start of the Vanguard's turn before their temporary wounds are lost. Gains strength for every wound. And must make a willpower resistance test. Vanguard becomes the priority target. Say yes to that. 30% parry against enemies that consider him a priority target. Allies affected by any of the Vanguard's abilities gain 5% armor for 1 round. Does not stack. When it says like Vanguard's abilities, I assume that actually means a Vanguard ability, not just someone who is labeled as a Vanguard. So we'll ignore that. Critical hits deal -20% less damage. Yes, very much so. Attack from Newton Bill can additionally increase armor and parry by 1%. That'll be that. So every time I get hit, my armor and parry go up by 1% as well. All enemies in a 2-star radius around the Vanguard suffer -8% penalty to dodge against all attacks except the Vanguards. If any of these enemies consider the Vanguard a priority target, those enemies suffer a -11% penalty. With at least 1 temporary wound, they gain 9% parry and armor. Very nice. No, we are going to keep with the I think Adrenaline Surge. The first round, every combat, all psychic powers of the Biomancy discipline cost -1 action point. We get to have a very good first round, basically. Okay. Now we are here. Let's,
Curiosity sings.
Serving the Inquisition means peering into the secrets of humanity's foes. Aren't you afraid that one day you will peer too deeply, Interrogator?
Fear is the enemy of duty. Anyone who cannot overcome this weakness does not last long in the Holy Inquisition.
Applaud my brilliance.
touch the darkness and the darkness will accept you. Or rather not.
The Whispers told me a secret.
Whispers taught you a secret. Ah, goods. Oh, it's these goods. We have a Staff of Mindsight.
In this tapestry of a world, I am the rogue thread.
This would be the darkness, I assume. Dwells beneath your feet, a void of impenetrable gloom. You do not hear a single sound from the depths of the pit, no wailing wind or rustling dust. Examine the pit. The bright daylight cannot pierce the darkness lying over the slopes. The longer you look into its depths, the stronger the feeling grows that this darkness isn't just an absence of light. It is something immeasurably vast, endless, capable of reaching the farthest stars or swallowing a galaxy. Through sheer force of will, you avert your gaze. Whatever this phenomenon may be, there is no warp sorcery within it. Interesting. Creepy. Grox knows what it is. It's beyond my remit. There was no touch of the warp in it. Interesting. An intangible answering your invitation for contact. It seeps into your thoughts, tasting your emotions. Surprise and curiosity envelop you, but these feelings are not your own. Yeah, I'm going to quickly step away. If you are being smothered from the inside, grinding your very being to dust to the point where your heart just might jump out of your chest. But you stubbornly continue walking until the alien thoughts release you. I am so curious. Okay, we need to come here with some tech use. We must ropes and cables.
They will see. Oh, yes. They all will see.
Oh, rusty cogitators.
Ooh, how intriguing.
Carved pattern.
Oh, there. Done.
Scratching, you can discern some logic in them. Someone began to scratch strange symbols, but then defaced them, adding extra marks and lines. Okay, and that's this fun planet.
Stop. There.
Hammer time. Oh, round we go.
This failure shall not define me.
Damn it, 90% chance and we went and failed.
Patience. My nerves are frayed.
Right, so we're actually going to jump out and jump back in with Pascal. See if we can get those tech use things done. Let's get Pascal back. Well, although I did learn, I'm very happy I did have Ironworks. I did learn that the blackness has no warp entity in it. Although I'm still terrified of going in it. 100%.
The machine god grants the insight.
Let's just come around here. I mean, you know, we get a whole what? 10 experience.
This explorator is blessed.
And as I've gone and said, it does all add up. It's not much, but you know, you get it 10, 20, 30 times. I mean, you know, we're talking hundreds of experience. Which does help you gain your levels. And for that, you know, for the sake of that 10%, 10%, like 2-minute detour, 10%, what am I talking about? It's pretty much worth it. Adamantine 2, let's not worry about that. Ooh. Free stash. Now we have unknown ships. I'm genuinely worried by void combat a little bit. Because yeah, that's definitely a way of how I went and died. And it's not like you can start a void combat and then just simply run away. This is not how it goes. And again, it's not like you can see. You know, I mean, oh, it's just unknown ships. Like, I don't know how many. I don't know potentially what size or class. Like, I have no idea what I'm stepping into. None whatsoever. I mean, I'm so torn. I mean, if I don't do any void combat, because eventually I have to do void combat, then I'm going to get to those stages, and I'm not going to be able to do void combat, because I won't have gotten any new upgrades through the merchant fleet faction, the Imperial faction. And I also won't have gotten any experience and upgraded my ship and gotten any new abilities. But I do have to fight someone at some point. I'm just terrified. Let's go for it. This could... Report shows up on your personal continuity screen. Unknown ships are towing the Interstellar Sextant, a cargo ship belonging to one of Footfall's wealthiest traders. Looks like the pirates have bitten off more than they can chew, and have now been forced to drag the ship to a more secluded place where they can plunder it undisturbed. Okay, I'm going to attack the pirates. The escort ships charge into battle at once while the captive Sextant powers up its warp engines. Unless you interrupt the preparation for the jump, the cargo ship will forever vanish beyond the veil of the Immaterium, along with all the riches it is carrying. Don't let it get away. Okay, now I'm not sure if I have to... I do slightly remember this. I can't remember whether I have to actually disable the merchant ship, whether I simply have to destroy all of its escorts.
Enemy contact! All hands make ready to unleash our fury!
We have 5 enemies. Cobra-class destroyer. We have the Interstellar Sextant right there trying to run away. We have a lovely symbol for an explosive void nebula. We have another Viper-class destroyer, a Cobra-class... I think the Viper-class drop... Yes, it drops torpedoes. The Cobra-class doesn't. That's the basic version. And so that's a Cobra, that's a Cobra. Okay. So not really...
Launch the devastating payload.
Not really too much to worry about in the grand scheme of things. Engage in 4 rounds. The warship tries to disengage from combat and powers its warp engines.
Initiate macro cannon barrage. Engage the macro cannons.
Oh, can that? No. No. Like I said, I'm not quite sure if I am supposed to destroy it or not. But, it's pretty well shielded, etc. It's definitely got that going for it. Okay. I've got torpedoes that can hopefully take out one of these guys in a full hit on its own. These guys are facing the wrong way, which is fantastic. See, this guy's not. As is he. I mean, he could drop some torpedoes. We're going to be so far behind. Oh, wow. He didn't get anywhere because of that guy. Torpedoes. I'm going to go and send him against... I'd rather send him against one of the Cobras and take him out, but that's not going to happen. Oh, we're just out of range on that one. This is the problem, because although he's very weak, he can still come back and attack me. It doesn't matter how weak he is, if he's still there, he can attack me. Now, I don't want to void ship ram anybody.
You, commence the symphony of macro cannons.
Really want to take out some of these ships. Very nice. He's now, in fact, trying to run. That actually still misses with the void. Let's do a swing run.
That's course.
Annoying that. How long will it take him to disengage? Oh, 4 rounds. So they're in pretty much the same boat. That's fine. Annoying how I can't get him. So I can either get my lance weapon or... Although, wait, hang on. My macro cannons. No, I can't. By the way, I can get both. I can get you with the macro cannons.
Upon the sea of void.
Beautiful. That's him dead. And then if I turn here... And that's... I would have thought that would have done a bit of damage. Oh, it did. We did get a bit of damage to the front shields. Unfortunately, I'm mostly just hitting shields. Not really getting through too much. I'm still just pounding down its shields at this point. But we have gotten rid of one of the pirates. These guys shouldn't really get any attacks on me this round. He, however, will drop some torpedoes. I now have those to avoid as well. Gonna drop off some torpedoes of my own. What does this do? This macro cannon range, macro cannon damage, incoming damage has also been increased. So let us... Oh no, I can probably get him with my port weapons because that's pretty much all I'm gonna get to do against him. Let's come, I think, to here. There you go, and let's go and hit him with port weapons.
The destination is known.
Right, he's just gone and exploded. Yes, no, unfortunately it still keeps hitting the side. It's going to keep the left-hand side as opposed to the rear, although I should be able to hunt him down with some torpedoes. Let's potentially keep... I mean, he's only got 2 more rounds until he disengages.
Engage the macro cannon.
So I probably should have actually...
Set course.
hit the dorsal cannons into the interstellar sextant. We actually got through some of the shields a little bit. Not much. Okay. And we're definitely going to get hit by, yep, quite a few macro cannons. Torpedoes, however, I think I should avoid, which is good. Although he'll probably actually just take out, yep, my torpedoes, which is actually a bit of a shame. They are starting to punch through, however, now. He disappears in 1 turn.
Oh, commence the symphony of macro cannons. Let the macro cannons sing their twisted song.
We surrender. Those are the words I want to hear. Swing runs on a turn cooldown, unfortunately, and I can't get any of my other weapons to bear on anybody. That's right, he's going that way, he's going that way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to attempt to stay out of everybody's way for a turn. He might be able to swing around and get me, because he will be pretty maneuverable. He, I'm hoping, shouldn't be able to. I'm going to come up to here. I am then going to restart my shields. And get all those back at full strength, because they are failing a little bit. And that'll be that turn. And he might get me in range, but I'm hoping he doesn't. Oh, he might do. Yes, he does. Because, yes, damage is coming in. A lot. You see why I'm terrified of void combat? Like, I don't know, maybe I'm just not very good at it. Oh, wow, he'll get me in range as well. Oh, no, he didn't. I wasn't actually expecting him to get me in range, to be honest. He's now running, so that's fantastic. I'm going to do a swing run. And lay down some torpedoes. Going to attempt to finish this guy off. I don't know if I'll get through. Yes, I did. Oh, and what's the point? I can lance cannon this guy. Rip his shields. Wow, he's so dead.
Spirit cries out in pain.
I am very happy that I restarted my shields.
Macro cannon sing their twisted song.
He's now running, so he's not actually a threat. But that doesn't make me happy. I'm going to come alongside him.
Sail upon the seas of void.
Because I do not intend on letting him get away. We'll hunt him down.
Engage the lance. Engage the macro cannon.
Oh, he's still standing. He is still standing. If I come here, can I? Yes.
Set course.
Remove him from the galaxy. We have
His tarot foretold this outcome.
grabbed our ship. We have a Starbreaker lance weapon, medium range dorsal lance weapon, dealing from 32 to 40 damage. 71 scrap and 9 ancient machinery, as long as a rank. Alongside? Well as? I don't know. Mixing up words. Okay. Reinforced shields, most definitely. Next. Right, and then we'll go and grab enemy ship to immediately turn 45 or 90 degrees depending on the ship's maneuverability. The ship has suffered hull damage. Its abrupt turn additionally deals damage equal to from 15 to 20% of the ship's missing hull for a 45 degree turn, and twice that for a 90 degree turn. Doesn't affect ships larger than cruisers. Cool down from 1 to 3 rounds. Gonna go for new heading, increase our maneuverability. Okay. Okay, so we got 72 scrap. Cost us 58 to repair the hull. Medium range dorsal lance weapon dealing that much damage, as opposed to short range dealing up to 28 damage. So we will swap that out, because that is, I think for now, an improvement. Okay, and we won some void combat. We didn't really get any trophies, unfortunately, because that would actually allow us to then start getting better equipment from the trade group. But fortunately for that, you generally have to kill alien ships. Eldari and Drukhari are great favorites of theirs. So we are going to give the planetary data to Opticon 2-2. I might just jump back very quickly, folks, and go and do that. We have received word that there has been a sighting on the lower decks, a sighting of Lady Theodora. Incomprehensible and vague, little more than yelling and hysterical. There are reports of casualties and unrest. The compartment question has already been sealed off, but I thought you might want to look into what's going on yourself. The situation gets delicate, and what's especially disturbing, there are mentions of a Dara class being present at the scene. What is Adara doing there? Her micro bead, so I wasn't able to find out anything from her, but Lord Captain, Adara's a psyker, and we are in the warp. You are the only one who would risk setting foot in that compartment, and if you do not, we will never see Adara again. I beg you, do not ignore this matter. I'll deal with it personally. And got a very dogmatic crew here. I do want to take Heinrich, so we'll swap him out for Pascal. We'll take Abelard as well. A very dogmatic crew here. Yes. Okay. Message has come to the bridge that we need to go and save Adira's life. Right then, let's put everybody's rank up. Oh, there you go. We just get Wild Hunt. Just going to get our Heroic Acts from this archetype. Carnival of Misery. Till the end of combat, all damage dealt to enemies by damage over time effects increased by 100% after all other modifiers. This effect stacks and can be inflicted by more than one executioner. Wow, that's pretty nice. Unyielding Guard. So a nice quick level up. Tech use 55%. We're not going to end up back here, so we may as well try.
Yes! Genius triumphs!
Appears to be in working order. Oh, nice.
Step at a time.
I mean, I managed it.
Amidst the madness.
These rumors about Lord Captain Theodora.
Make lead display reports on the screen.
You do not believe them?
Of course.
You mean, these rumors? And now who deigns to grace us with their presence? Another gaggle of heretics and traitors thirsting to get their due for what they've done. Or is it the leader herself who has finally grown tired of hiding behind others? Rogue trader, we meet at last. I had grown tired of waiting for you to pay me a visit. Indeed, centuries of selfless toil and effort, and everything I had left behind has gone to this non-entity. Warp illusion, be gone. Argenta, my dear, there's no need to make such a fuss. Why don't you sit down over a cup of recaf like we used to? I'll listen to your rapturous tales of sacred relics, portents, and your special path. You must have been so lonely without me here. No one else is willing to listen to your ravings or help you with your childish treasure hunt. Throne, spare us from the cursed apparitions of the arch enemy. Is that what you think you are truly praying for? I can hear how fast your heart is pounding, Wassarian. I think deep down you hope this apparition never ends. You are not Domin Theodora. The Undying One does not relinquish the souls that come to him. Such is the absolute truth. You are a thief of names. Foolish child, your world is limited to the darkness of the lower decks and the words of your vizier. You know nothing of truth or death. You do not even know the first thing about yourself. We have already met. For it was I who gave the order to bring you here to my ship. Oh, how I rue that decision now, and how I regret heeding the advice of my seneschal. How can this be? It is the same vision as on the officer's deck, and yet entirely different. Why does it not remember that meeting, and why does it remember what the real Lady Theodora did? Alas, my glorious voyage through life was ended in the dullest possible way. By death, a nuisance. I staved off as long as I could. But do not weep for me, my girl. I am still keeping an eye on my property, and punishing all those who fail me. Where's Adira? What have you done with her? What have I done with Adira? All I did was turn that little mutt from the fringes into a true servant of the Imperium. I gave her toys, I cleaned up after her antics, I provided her with everything she could ever dream of. Oh, I had great plans for poor little Adira. Why are you waiting for me? Matters are so dire that the pleas of one of my servants breached death's veil to reach my ears. How could I ignore such a desperate cry for help from my little Adira, no less? And once I appeared here, of course, I had to meet the pretender who has allowed this deplorable state of affairs. We'll send you back into the abyss you crawled out of. You're a most pathetic girl. All you possess now was given to you in error. You are unworthy of such a generous gift and incapable of holding on to it. I made to seek retribution against all who failed me. My brainless crew, my useless officers, my pathetic servants, who turned their backs on their mistress in her darkest hour. And worst of all, you, my dear heir. You who have undeservedly claimed the warrant and everything else that is mine. I will drag it all with the warp with me. Yet she does clearly not know who has gone and killed her.
Applaud my brilliance.
Now, since distant damage storage has been damaged, we have some dead crew. Whoops, paused it by accident there. Like I went and said.
What is that?
She clearly does not know who killed her, because otherwise she would be boasting it to us, trying to get us to turn against each other. Right, well, through here we go.
There will be no peace in my wake.
I'm thinking either these guys are about to explode, or we're about to have a fight, one of the two. Oh no, nobody picked a fight. Interesting. Hello? Where is she? I clearly remember her being around here somewhere. Lady Theodora would know her ship inside and out. Iconoclast. Ah, there you are, my little coward. Why don't you look at your captain, Adira? Wrong. It's all wrong. Look at a girl. My little Adira is utterly trapped in her visions. I will allay your doubts. Lord Captain. Adira turns her head towards you, but her demented gaze only rests briefly on your face before sliding away. Up close, you can see that the base of one of Adira's temple implants has blackened and melted. No, wait, Lord Captain, Lady von Valencius. Raise her eyes to Theodora, who stands before her, tears streaming down Adira's cheeks. You came back. Poor little Adira. There, how can I not come? You were crying for me so desperately, your pleas carried to the very depths of the warp itself. Why didn't you save me? Why didn't you warn me? Answer me, you insignificant wretch, or I'll drag the answer out of you myself. Theodora's fingers dig into Adira's scalp, meeting no resistance. She took 3 damage. I didn't hear anything. I didn't hear anything that could have had anything to do with you. I'm sorry, Lord Captain. I failed. Argenta wordlessly swings her weapon up and aims it at Adira, who is struggling in the monster's hold. The Sister of Battle looks at her without an ounce of doubt or mercy. We're going to go Iconoclast, most definitely. Argenta wrinkles her nose at your shout of command and lowers the weapon by a few centimeters, but she does not put it away. Dare snap out of it, or I'll shoot you myself. Dare, I am your captain, not her. 100% chance. Listen to me and snap out of it. Persuasion test succeeded, Lord Captain. Damn it. Chaos will devour you. It will devour everyone responsible for my death. Die for the delectation of my lord. How about the rest of the crew?
Spectacle of your demise.
Worker. They've just gone a little bit funky. I mean, you know, they've got some tentacles growing out of them, and you know, a few other fun things. So anyway, what do we have? We have 5 down here. We have 2 behind me, and we have 3 in front of me. The pink horror. Oh no, it's a warp beast. Well, I assume it's a pink horror. Might blow up into 2. 2 pink horrors. And, oh, we do have Adira as well in the fight. That is fantastic. Right. Cass. Cass gets to go first, I imagine, as well. Warp Beast, Mutant, Blue Horror, Mutant Bomber. Oh, well, that sounds a fun thing to have fighting against you. We're going to put Cass back here. We're going to stick Abelard all the way back here to guard against those 2. Heinrichs come back here as well. And then DC here. Argenta here. Ibla. Basically front and center. And oh, I can't select Adira from this point. That's fair. Very much fair. Actually run Cass down a little bit. See if we can't get a bit more angle on this one, so to say. Let's turn us around. We've got a lot of stuff in the way. It's a bit hard to... I can get everybody. Two dead. That's these front 2. Beautiful. We've got still a worker, and a worker. This worker, however, is a bomber. However, he does... Yep, the mutant bomber. He has 15 flame damage currently against him.
If I may.
Let's target him, yep, a little bit more specifically. And then, can I still see up here to be able to... No, not really. I can... For instance, let's go and
If you insist,
boost
Lord
Keebler's
Captain.
stats a little bit. There you go. There was a mutant down here, but they are now stunned. And so we have the Warp Beast and a Blue Horror going for most of the rest of my crew. Oh, he went and put on Wicked Bond. That's a Warp Shield, basically. So... hit Argenta and Keebler and Heinrichs. Okay. Abelard, Abelard, Abelard. Take a step here, in fact.
Pathetically sound of it. One fewer target.
And charge against this guy. Oh, still alive with what, 1 health pretty much? Although bleeding for 6, so...
Indeed.
Let's simply put on glorious bit of parry ability and come back to this. Okay, so he has a warp shield, so absorbs incoming damage for a turn. So I may as well aim for the blue horrors first. Let's go and mark all of them as prey. Kind of wish the pink horror had moved, because currently Adira is stuck right next to him. Let's open up no damage from allies. Oh, high dodge chance, apparently. Well, they say a high dodge chance. Target designated. Whenever the wearer hits an enemy with a dead-eye shot, reduce the enemy's deflection by -1. Applies 1 exploit. Very nice. We'll go entrench. Okay, yep. Oh, I actually don't have control of Adira. Interesting. Wow, so many things going on. Okay, another Wicked Bond added in. He's going to come and I wonder who he's going to be sparking. Okay, we're going to change to the Flamer. Definitely in close range. Let's Concentrated Fire. And what does he have? 7% armor. I'm probably not going to worry about over penetration. Although it does guarantee a critical hit. So maybe we should. Okay, you know what, let's go and do that. Guarantee a critical hit. And then let's...
Faith without deed. This is why I was chosen.
Burn
As the Emperor
the demon.
commands, I act.
Let's finish burning the demon. Shall suffer no demon to live.
High momentum.
Go and... yeah, let's go for this.
Power resides in the will of the righteous. You, my emperor.
They have guaranteed hits. My single shots are guaranteed to hit things. We are absorbing damage in the shield, unfortunately.
Faith without deeds is worthless.
I suppose I could have shot the guy at the back here, but he should be about to die anyway, so.
Try to die with grace, at least.
He died. I think they both died, basically. Yep, they both just fell apart and died. Oh, no, we can't quite.
I shall not fail.
Make sure we stay away from Adira. Don't want to accidentally kill her in the process.
The shadows will see it done. No, as honor ordains.
Fortunately, he's absorbing most of the damage taken. Raining blood. That started to get some damage going through. Heinrichs. Heal Argenta some wounds. Let's
see to it.
make Keebler scarier.
Naturally.
Word of the Emperor. All allies affected by Word of the Emperor increase their deflection.
But of course, Lord Captain.
Vanguard gains damage deflection against range attacks equal to number of stacks of unyielding beacon, which is what, 2? Okay, won't worry about that quite yet. Let us. Oh wow, it's just all creatures within an area of effect within 6 cells. Wait, but then yep, everybody doesn't take damage. No allies take damage. 5% chance of hitting. There's probably not much point in that then, is there? Let us
Get me a target.
here. I don't know if I can charge from this short distance. Yeah, the target is too close. I came too close. That was my fault.
I won't object to it.
My other weapon? Oh, I do have a staff. Siphon life.
Let's see to it.
Go siphon a little bit of life. Let's go back to my force sword and bow hammer.
Be careful not to
Let's
cross
destroy
my
his stats. There you go, he's lost 23 health and I didn't even have to hit him.
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
Keep.
I am a navigator, not a servitor.
No, that won't. Oh, it's too far away. Damn it.
Me? If you insist, Lord Captain.
Don't think this is going to do too much. Chance of over-penetration, though.
I'm not the enemy.
Well, you were a second ago. And now we still got that ability on, so it's all good. It's all good. Ouch.
There is only death. Yours or mine.
Abelard's not going to get to do anything. I'm not going to do anything with CC. I'm still got a warp shield on. That was only supposed to last a turn. Again, I'm just going to skip straight to Keebler.
Trust me.
Here you go. Okay, now we do have blue horrors. This movement does not provoke attacks of opportunity. The blade dance cannot jump to a cell. 8 damage to all adjacent enemies. I kind of actually just want to go from where I am, to be honest. Jump in here. Let's.
I shall not fail.
That one parried. Both got a nice bit of ticking damage.
I will not die in dishonor.
Apparently Keebler wasn't finished. I don't quite know.
The shadows will see it done.
Simply turn that on.
Mocking me.
Heinrichs.
I won't object to it.
Aim for the heart next time.
Nice bit of
But of course, Lord Captain.
nice bit of damage from the warp.
I won't object to it. I won't do that.
Oh, he's got no more movement left. Let's finish these guys off.
Another fur painted black. Isn't this a job for the serfs?
No! These ropey flashes are choking me.
Lord Captain, is it really you? Paints a weapon on Adira and watches you closely. Okay, we're not going to go for the dogmatic options. Are you alright? I don't know, it should be quiet, but in my head the whispering's louder. It shouldn't be like that. This abomination's claimed you called her, is that true? Me? Did I? Yes, Lord Captain, I think it was me who called her. I can barely remember. The voices? My old, good whispers? They suddenly turned red, sharp. They started cutting, tearing, ripping me to pieces. I cried out, I called for help, and she came. Damn it, why are the voices making so much noise now? Shut up, shut up. Previous rogue trader has been seen on the ship recently. Was that your doing? Yes, Cece, I did it a couple of times when I'd had too much to drink. At the time, I thought I heard her voice among all the whispers in my head. The voice was so sad, so clear. I couldn't help myself. I answered. I hoped I could reach her there. Ever since she died, since I first heard her voice in my head, the whispers have gotten louder, clearer, harder to resist. Although I have succeeded. You don't know what it's like. The most important person in your life, who's now gone forever, suddenly starts talking to you inside your head. How could I not try to reach her? I had to. I know what you're thinking. During the warp jump, when Lady Theodora came out toward us, I keep thinking about that meeting. I keep blaming myself. Why didn't I divine it? Why didn't I stop her killer? These thoughts have been playing at the back of my mind day after day, choking me with guilt. And do you know what? The one on the officer's deck, I don't know what that was, but this time, here, this was the product of my guilt, an accuser straight out of my mind. Anything like this ever happened before? Like this? Never. Well, there was something, but it was different. It wasn't as strong or as terrifying. Apparitions appeared, mechanisms malfunctioned, the crew lost their minds. But Lady von Valancius knew about that. She said it was a small price to pay, an acceptable expense. No psyker is immune to it, but what happened here? It was just a mistake. I won't do it again. There will be no more mistakes, Lord Captain. This is not the first time this heretic has caused the death of her crew. Do you remember the incident on the mid-deck Adira? What did those honest souls ever do to deserve such a fate? We turned into mutants and attacked their own families. You are a monster, a heretic. If you have any humanity left, admit what you are. Shut up, quit your preaching. You're the worst out of everyone here. Sometimes a psyker's first manifestation leads to their death, and death to many others. But if a psyker possesses inordinate willpower and discipline, they can stave off their fall for some time. Dira has been alive many years already. Laudable achievement and a stroke of incredible good fortune. The forces of the warp will ultimately devour any psyker deprived of the Emperor's protection. The fact that these manifestations are growing more powerful is a clear sign that the end is near. Cece, I know after everything I've done, you have no faith in my willpower or my strength. But I can fix everything. It's just I'm not at my best, you see. But maybe we can find a way to replace my implants or some other remedy, a better one. Lady von Valancius said that such a thing could be found. If not here, then elsewhere. I just didn't need it before, but we just need to find it. We need to figure out where to look for it, and we'll get it, and until then, I'll keep myself on a tight leash. We're not going to get rid of her. What'll happen to the crew while we look for this remedy? I'll pull myself together, Lord Captain. Death Lady Van Valancius knocked me for 6. I'll get myself under control. No more booze, no more obscura, nothing. And I'll stop walking around the lower decks. I'll be stone cold sober. I hope you will think of something. Thank you, Cece. I won't let you down. You are making a mistake, Lord Captain. Perhaps you will find something to slow the decline, but it will not stop. Only a miracle can save Iconoclast now. Oh, Argenta. I think I'd better, with your permission, Lord Captain. She sways, takes a step back, and faints. I don't remember giving her my permission to faint. Lord Captain, I received a report that the shooting on the lower deck had stopped. I presume you have brought the situation under control. Awaiting further instruction. Put her out to an airlock. I'm sick of it. No. Of course, Lord Captain, as you command. And, oh. 45%. Well, let's blow a hole in this.
Another notch.
Let's very definitely blow a hole in this. Psycho Battle Boots. Warp Conductor Gloves. The Guardian Crown. Once per combat, whenever the wearer's wounds drop below 35%, the wearer gains plus 12 wounds. And a machine right set. Very happy that I managed to get into that one. Okay, well let's...
In this tapestry of a world,
let's boogie on away.
I am the rogue threat.
Whole bunch of serrated monolife. Always at cargo. Grenades. Protect all. Not that I'm using grenades too much, because, you know, with things like Cass's Warp Sight, Idira's Lightning, you know, these kind of things, area attacks don't become too much of a thing, you know. Argenta, burning giant triangles of heretics. Yeah, it doesn't, you don't really end up needing grenades to do area of effect attacks at that point. Yes, right. We're going to have a quick look at the new equipment we've just gone and gotten as well. As there were some nice things in this. The wearer gains plus 10 toughness. Once per combat, whenever the wearer's wounds drop below 35%, he gains 12% wounds. What are we currently wearing? Grants 5% armor. I'm going to go and grant that plus 10 toughness. An extra 3 wounds. We do lose 5% armor. We very much do actually need to improve the armor he's wearing. He's only unfortunately able to wear medium. We need to get him in something heavier. Unsanctioned Psycho or Psychic Awakening. They're a class. You're not wearing any gloves whatsoever, so then we'll definitely grab that. The triggering a phenomenon of the warp, we gain a psi rating. Wearer gains perception percentage dodge. It will start on the next turn for each enemy affected by their psi power or psychic staff attack. Very nice. You currently have movement points by plus 3. I mean, yeah, you do need to get around. Then you do gain bonus dodge. No, I'm going to leave it. I think he's more of a... that can... Whoops, I didn't want to drop that. Did that turn up on the floor where I'm standing? Yes, it did. Good. Add to cargo. Ghost Sword, which is Eldari. Okay, yeah, we'll leave it with that. Although, hey, let's throw down a crack grenade. Okay, now, what was I in the middle of is the big question. I think I was going back to get some more extractiums. Although that might have actually been a problem with my... Space combat awaits in this system. Yeah, the warp jump went surprisingly smooth. None of the deck officers on duty reported any incidents. However, strange discovery awaited the Lord Captain when she returned to her quarters. Found the on-duty officers in a state of utter confusion. They claimed they had been receiving orders from the bridge for several minutes, orders authorized by the rogue trader, but the Lord Captain had been absent. For the late Theodore von Valencius. Whims of the machine spirit. One of the smaller vats in Engine Hall 5, which should have been filled with wastewater, instead contained liquid that looked like blood. Again, if that's all that happens, we get a little bit of story, you know, as we jump from place to place. I'm very happy to keep it on unsafe or a lovely yellow line. Fall. Void Dock Alpha Row. Let's take up Abelard and put Idira back in. Yeah, I wonder if the quarantine situation has been dealt with. I don't know. I don't know if I'm just going to get a general message. Or, you know, the fact that I've been jumping between... What did I go, about 4 systems out? And 4 systems back. So that will in fact, allow me to... have finished the quarantine problem.
What lies
See if it says anything.
beyond?
Claim what was lost. Dreams and stories. Wait for the situation to resolve itself. I guess I still wait. And this is simply pop next door. Opticon 2-2. You want information on planets. Show the data slate. 1 profit factor gained. Very nice. Is that all? No. No reputation? Yeah, I want to make a trade deal. Well, hey, that... Oh, I was actually able to get it anyway, so I didn't have to come back here. But I did get the 1 trade point. It's a mobile extractor, medkits, green right sets, and we may as well grab the stims as well. Multi-point, I do have 10 more extractors that I can go ahead and use. Oh no, wait, 3. I thought I just grabbed 10. Must have been 3. I don't know why I thought it was 10. I'm a bit confused by that. Anyway. Definitely 3. I don't know why I really thought it was 10. Anyway. I guess that's all we've come back here for, because unfortunately...
in my veins.
It looks like the Shadow Court hasn't resolved itself, unless I have to go visit to see if it's resolved itself. But, we'll just leave it for when we come back next time. I'm sure we'll be back at some point. Or until I get a message to say it's being resolved. When I send some food, obviously I can come back and I should get a good bit of reputation with the Casablanca mission for helping Vladium Tokara. So we'll maybe pop back then and actually do a bit more of a walk to see if the quarantine problem has solved itself. Now, we didn't really get much, just a couple more extractors, really. Bonus expanse map. Now, there is a place with some void combat waiting for us. But, yeah. Ain't gonna keep waiting for us. Let's start traveling back. Middle of a warp jump out sensor tech and approaching void ships similar to ours in size but of greater tonnage. The unidentified vessel does not respond to our hails. Shall hit its target. The unidentified ship held its course a moment longer and then it vanished, leaving only flashes of light in its wake. More, our ship collided with no debris. Bam, 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 bam. Plasteel being exploited. Plasteel in a magnetic storm. Xenotech. So I do want to quickly pop back there and grab the Xenotech. We do, however, have some space combat awaiting us. I'm still terrified. I mean, you saw how I went against 4 pirates. You know, clearly I've got things I need to sort out. I'm going to come around this way. I think this is Footfall. So I'm going to try and get rid of these ships guarding Footfall. Oh, pray for us, folks. So badly pray for us. I need to be very, very careful. I do not want to lose Grim Darkness in Void Combat. It just... You know what I mean? Like, it's just... I don't lose to Grim Darkness at all, basically, is the point. But, yes, I don't know why we look like...
Time for a round of space regicide.
Alright, why not? That's me going just freaky, quite frankly. Aldari Shadowhunter, a multi-point... Yes, I could do with getting the flak exploding instead of the macro cannons, because they're very much better at hitting both Aldari and Drukhari. Because they have very good evasion. They have a Shadow Lance and Aldari Torpedo Tubes. Right, so I'm quite frankly, in fact, just going to go and drop our torpedoes straight in front of us. And I need to get out of the range of these torpedoes, which actually looks very difficult where they've gone and placed them. And if I go to here, I honestly think he will still be able to get me. He probably won't, but I think he will. We need to take out these torpedoes. Nothing? Really? Nothing at all? Then we're going to increase starboard shields, and I'm down to a little bit of prey right now. Oh no, he's going straight for my torpedoes, which is interesting. And he's just going to start dancing around me. That's the other really annoying thing about these guys. That guy, yeah, he should be able to get me. He'll self-destruct in 2 turns anyway. Oh my days, look at that damage. Look at that damage. And, yeah, retreat is not an option. So, yeah, let us... Come to here. And I'm going to restart the shields. And I'm going to reinforce... I mean, we'll go forward shields. Ideally, it would be the right-hand shields again, but... yeah. I think I've made a mistake. They should explode. Shields. Reset.
Launch the devastating payload.
And with the directions I can go in, I am once again terrified of those torpedoes.
Engage the lance.
Okay, we hit one of them. Out of range of everything else. Why can't I do right side shields? That is really where I need my shields to be right now. I don't quite know why I can't reinforce the right side shields. I'm not going to bother with the other two because I think it's a bit of a waste because I don't think I need them at this point. Yeah, I think I've made a mistake, folks. He turns towards me. Oh, dear Lord, no. And he's not going to be nice enough to stay in my... Oh, he might be staying in my torpedo's range. You think he has, actually. That's going to hurt. Oh, my days. That was almost a kill hit. Torpedoes. Okay, well, we're down to just one guy, but that doesn't really mean too much in this state of affairs. Neutron torpedoes, I have to stay out of their range. I don't know their range, though, is the problem. Number 4 evasion, fore and aft armor. No, it doesn't tell me how far they can move. So I'm wondering if I run away as far as possible, am I actually out of range? That's the question. I don't think...
Void Master, if you please.
He shouldn't be able to turn around and hit me in the same hit. So that should be good. Yes, I'm going to go on left side. Might be able to get me. He might also be able to technically get me from the rear shields, at which point that would be devastating. Oh dear Lord, folks! I think I've truly may have made a mistake here. He can reach me. Oh my god! Oh my god!
Thy servants isn't here.
Oh my god! I cannot take any more hits. I have to have a perfect fight from now on. And I'm fighting someone that's more maneuverable. Why can't I run away? Why is that not an option for me? They get to disengage. At which point you just have to survive for a certain number of turns. Why can't I run? Clearly that's not in a rogue trader's remit. Let us void torpedoes on the left. Run away as far as possible while still not staying too badly out of the way. I cannot reset my shields yet. Maybe I in fact keep running. Should be able to stay away from him.
Set course.
Anything hits me. If a speck of dust hits me, it's over. Oh my god, I might actually survive this. Okay, we've got a bit of a funky thing going on. Where it's...
Void Master, if you please.
Now I'm going to be chased by torpedoes, basically. I'm hoping to actually blow up now, because they've got no owner. I think they do from memory. They do... Oh my god, we survived.
Another victory of 2 great dynasties, Lord Captain.
That was truly terrifying. 5 health. Grim Darkness was that close to ending, ladies and gentlemen. Repair the hull. Oh my days. Begin scan. We found footfall. Foulstone, sorry. I'm generally like, I'm about to start shaking, folks. Like, that was far too close. Far too close for comfort. Lord Captain, we received a transmission from Foulstone. It was sent by members of the Order of the Hammer, votaries of Saint Cognatius, whose monastery is on the only settlement on the planet. Or rather, it used to be. Some time ago, a transport vessel, the Navica, and I found the rumor, unloaded several thousand refugees from a planet belonging to rogue trader Winterscale. The Order of the Hammer has judged this invasion to be an act of aggression and is asking for your ladyship's protection. Those people are victims, not invaders. Prepare my shuttle. I shall head to the planet and resolve this conflict. As it pleases your ladyship. And we go back to the Great Book of Stories. 11 days after the feast of the passing of Nicomedes Keefe, the champion of faith, disquietude marred the calm of the monastery of the Order of the Hammer. Countless tortured souls, steeped in fear, arrived on Foulstone in a star bark. A great apostasy had befallen their home and turned them into abject wanderers seeking help and refuge. Their wicked and cruel captain, the owner of the Navica, had betrayed them. Once the unknowing souls in his care had made landfall on the world's surface, he most deviously recalled his shuttles and thus ridding himself of his duty of care to the unfortunate lot. Not knowing how they would survive in Foulstone's grim wasteland, the Forsaken people came to the monastery of St. Cognatius. And there they surrounded its walls. They hammered their fists in its gates and implored and wailed, "Take us in, protect us." And what once was a place of serenity and grace was now full of din, disorder, and all manner of things despicable. The interlopers brought with them worldly futility and strife, and mayhap also the seeds of alluring blasphemies if friendly heathens lurked in their midst. After a prayer, the prelate Hectacius turned his eye to the past in search of instruction. Prelate Hectacius called the first missionaries to set foot on Foulstone's vast wasteland, led by their zeal for serving St. Cognatius, and those missionaries had received the blessing of Nicomedes Keefe, the champion of faith who had travelled with them in their star bark, to found in this place a humble and pure abode wherein to cultivate wisdom and piety. And St. Cognatius, a man of great endeavours, a warrior and a wise artificer, never cowered behind the walls of a librarium, but stepped bravely into the darkness, carrying light in the palm of his hand. Only he commanded others to do the same. And not only Foulstone, but many of the worlds of the Cronus Expanse bear its imprint. And Prelate Hectacius did welcome the interlopers warmly as his guests, but he did warn his brethren to keep their vigilance. The brethren and sisters of the Order of the Hammer came forth to meet the strangers, carrying water and protein victuals and medicinal herbs and jugs of promethium. But the crowd came to blows over viands, and blood was spilt, and many were trampled or mauled in the stampede, some of them dwellers of the monastery. Then the warriors of the Order of the Hammer donned their flak calls, inscribed words of praise to the God Emperor on their tactical visors, and went forth, ready to end their service in battle. With lasguns and bolters they pierced the interlopers. With their chainswords and power flails they struck them, and a great and bloody harvest was reaped that day. But the interlopers, too, scant though their armament was, and scanter their skill in battle, slew many among the monastery's dwellers, for great were their numbers and greater their desperation. The monks fled beyond their walls and range and voxelarum, and shut the gate, and commanded the armed guards to keep watch over that gate, slaying any who approached. A quarrel broke out. The hungry and the sick lay siege to the monastery. Begging for help in their spite, they blocked the water collector and empowered the generatorum. The faithful, in the meantime, made ready to resist. And a miracle came to pass. The God Emperor sent his champion, his confidant, his right hand, the rogue trader of the blessed house von Valancius. May the light of his grace remain upon it forever. The blessed rogue trader unleashed armed forces upon the interlopers and monks alike, wreaking great shedding of blood and pillaging for her delectation. Bade the dwellers of the monastery fight the interlopers for her amusement like beasts of war, and promised a generous boon to the victor. Cast a contemptuous eye over the aftermath of the bloodshed, and departed with words of abuse and reproach. I am going to, of course, Iconoclast. I gain people. Extended a veil of protection over the interlopers, taking them into her care, and thereby all of Foulstone with them. Humbly, the Order of the Hammer heeded the God Emperor's confidant, and unsealed the airlocks and opened the gate of its abode, and brought forth gifts of virtue to relieve the suffering of the ill-stricken. After prayer, the architect set to work in accordance with the saint's teachings and the parameters set forth in the standard template construct. They erected spacious living quarters and sturdy fort walls for the planetary militia, and a spacious auditorium wherein to trade and store goods, and a proud sensorium within whose walls clerks and servo bondsmen would maintain order and keep statistical records. And a new yet righteous way of life came to Foulstone, and the people rejoiced, and all was good. And we have our first colony. Now, this does block the other ones, so We have the Dominion of the Hammer, which I will gain in Fernicus. 20 Holy Gifts. That's actually very nice. I wonder if that means literally using 20 instances of Holy Gifts, or just like 20 things to go into Holy Gifts that then makes things up. Anyway, Profit Factor +2, Drusian's Reputation, and Efficiency. 20 Holy Gifts. Lord Captain's Void Ship gains the Emperor's Retribution feature, +5% critical hit chance against Chaos enemies, +2 Profit Factor, and a Security. Celestial Protector. Holy Gifts, Profit Factor, Complacency. Lord Captain's Void Ship gains the Shield of Faith feature, +30% to the Prow Shield sector. While I almost find myself never nose to nose with anybody, so I don't know about that. Dominion of the Hammer. Infernal. Pretty good weapon. It also gets me some Drusian's Reputation, so I think I'm going to lean into this one. Mostly for the reputation, if I'm honest. A nice 1,000. I don't know how many levels that'll get me, but a nice 1,000. Let's go and execute that. And then so after that, we will be able to start grabbing all of these. It doesn't actually cost me anything, but gains +2 complacency. Don't know if we're getting that. Reputations with Drusians, 15,810. Contract available, Unquenchable Greed. And it gets me 3 Profit Factor, which is very nice. 1 Profit Factor, and then just Fellowship of the Void Reputation. They don't block anything, so that's good as well. Reputation with Explorators. That gets me more reputation with them, so that comes through all of it. All through it. Reputation with Drusians, and then gets me more Drusian reputation. Complacency +1 for everything. Lesson of the Fallen feature. 5% bonus to evasion. Bonfires of the Righteousness. A nice bit of Profit Factor as well. Good Tidings. All allies gained 3-time allies dogmatic rank percentage. Critical hit chance. That actually works quite well, because a lot of my allies that I am actually using are dogmatic. And these will block the other ones. Oh, I get an Accuser of Sin. The charge ability deals additional damage equal to the wearer's willpower bonus against demons and Xenos. Very nice. Gives me some Drusian reputation. Gets me some quite nice things in total, and quite nice things overall. Rogue Trader and their allies gain 20% damage against demons. Rogue Trader and their allies gain 20% against demons. Rogue Trader gains +10 bonus to all characteristics during warp encounter battles. Not bad. I may end up leaning in just to the Drusian reputation, to be honest. Oh, I need reputation with the Imperial Navy. Ooh la la. Okay. But either way, we have gone and liberated Falstone. We have more unknown ships. I'm too terrified to try right now, to be honest. Let's quickly jump to Void Ship Management. No, not Void Ship Management. I do apologize. The bridge. I want to see if I can get anything else from the Imperial Navy. Some, the ability to fire flak cannons. Morely actually useful against Drukhari, because they have a kind of more of a shadow dodge as opposed to a shadow replica kind of a thing going on. But, yeah, let's see if we can get anything else from the Imperial Navy. And, yeah, I think I'm going to avoid a little bit of void combat for now, after the last encounter. I am truly terrified by how close we just came to death. Order and shipping, Imperial Merchant Navy, reputation, select tradable, 1400. Hang on, if we hide untradable. Void Pirate trophies. We are getting those. That's fantastic. And some Aldari trophies. Select tradable. Trade. Still rank 0. I mean, I should be able to figure that out from staring at the numbers, but still rank 0. I can go and get some better shields, basically. And so, yeah, none of those are unfortunately really much good to me. Explorators, we have gained rank 5. I mean, is there anything... The Will to Live? Maybe. I don't know how much of a boost that truly is. Elite Chainsword. Not really. Sanctified Staff. Not really. Militant's Cloak. Again, not really. Damage against enemies that dealt damage to the wearer this round. Heavy Bolter. Crack Grenades are always useful. Power Claymore, probably not really. Not really much that I want to push up for, especially in the early levels of this anyway. I really don't know about Fellowship of the Void. Each time they spends 10 stacks of tactical advantage, so that's not really going to be any good. Whenever the wearer hits an opening, that's not good for anybody. Precise Bolter might be okay. Yeah, not really any good from the Cast Balaka mission either at this point. Like I said, maybe a Precise Bolter. 15 to 21. Let's have a quick look. We basically had Heinrichs, which I think was a 10 to 15. That's, yeah, that is a bit of a bonus. And Argenta, yeah, 15. That's a bit of a bonus as well. So the might be worth trying to push to, but I don't. Like I said, I'm not quite sure who I'm going to push in the long run. Let's have a quick check. Have you got any rumors for me? You have no information. Wow, you bring me much of use these days, do you? Let's go back to the Cronus Expanse map. Yeah, I mean, he's supposed to be bringing me rumors. No, let's just not. I'm gonna leave now. I've gained Foulstone. I've gotten rid of those Eldari. I'm gonna stick to me pirates for now. We want to quickly pop into. We'll leave it for now. I'm in no rush to get Xenotech, I don't think. And let's go to Janus. And let's get that on the go. The duration of the voyage, I heard laughter. It seemed to come from the outside through an airtight seal of the ship's massive windows. The laughter went on and on. Yeah, it's alright. So yeah, let's go to Janus. According to telemetry, the parameters of the system, much like those of Telecus Epsilon, home to the Agri-World Janus that belongs to the Von Valentius dynasty. We've received a Vox message from the planet. The Agri-World's governor officially welcomes the rogue trader and reports that she has begun preparations for a formal reception to celebrate the arrival of the planet's sovereign. Let's visit the other two worlds on the way. Get them all scanned. See if there's anything going on. We get a nice cache. Nice bit of Promethean. Seems like a big old trip for the ship. 3 plasteel. But covers like the frost that forms on the condensers. Can worlds made of nothing but cold truly exist? I'm gonna come down to here. Oh, whoops. Let's come to here. I am gonna quickly go back to the bridge. I think as we are about to go into the planet, and so there's going to be more combat, etc., I might at least push for that Force Sword, if I can. I might push for the Bolter, I'm not sure. Because it's difficult when you, like I said, not knowing the game completely in and out. Because the only one that is separate is the Imperial Navy. They're the only one that takes Voyage trophies, and they're the only ones that, so that's the only place they can go. And they don't take anything else, so there's kind of really no worry about those guys. Like I said, yes, not really being 100% sure which route I'm going to go down, because like I said, you can get 1 definitely, maybe 2. Drusians, no, it wasn't you. Who gives me... it's these guys. I have to get them to rank 7. The Explorators, I mean, I did do these guys last time. I think I did these guys in the Drusians. Let's go a little bit of a boost to... What am I going to need? Probably about 9,000 or so. Isn't much of a thing. Holy gifts are just us and Drusians. Heretical gifts are pretty much everybody. And then everybody else is just simply everything else. Ship components and Mechanicus creations... I mean, Mechanicus Creations is just us and the Cas Balakan, which I don't think I'm going to use the Cas Balakan too much because they're mostly Xeno artifacts, and I don't think I'm gonna end up using Earlit. Or Earlit, however it's quite goes. So Mechanicus Creations, I think, will probably be quite safe. So let's down and chuck several of those. I mean, what do I... Just to get this, I need 1,600. So do you know what? Let's go and do that. Let's hit trade. I'm going to be 25 short, aren't I? Right. We have miscellaneous. Let's come down into the randomness that is miscellaneous, wherever we're hiding those. Armor, holy gifts, miscellaneous. Trade. So I have to get another 1,750. Let's start with a miscellaneous. That gets me the 50. And then so 1,700. Let's give them a whole bunch of fuel. We get quite a bit of that. 1,000 shy. Let's give them one heretic trophy. And should get quite a lot of things like ranged weapons. Trade. Okay, so that's gotten us to level 7. Oh, we don't actually have the profit factor. That was stupid of me. We may as well grab that and that whilst we're here. Proceed with the transaction. I actually need 31 profit factor, so I'm actually 2 profit factor off, which was a bit stupid. There you go, they're up to level 7 anyway, so we'll leave it at that. If we come to my inventory, not that I'm going to use him, but let's keep them all, my guys, as well equipped as they can be. I mean, I might end up needing to use them at some point. He gets a couple of new weapons. On that, let us very quickly... she can become a grand strategist as well. Next. Lich stratagem. Let's give her some advanced skills. Let's give you increased commerce. And take a hold. Assassin, you get dispatch. Let's just very quickly... So what I, in essence, want to do with this guy, I'm never going to use him at all. But let's increase his athletic skill. Let's come down here. Go and grab him. Athletics. We apparently can't push up athletics anymore. I call nonsense. I want to recount. So let's go and push... I don't know. I don't think I really care too much, to be honest. Carouse. Down to the bottom. Advance. Skill. Athletics. The other one, really. Down to the bottom again. Characteristic. Strength. Strength. Acrobatic artistry. And so we've gained both the athletics things and strength. We're going to gain some intelligence. Intelligence. Can't actually get any of the intelligence skills, which is kind of what I was attempting to push, aim, and get a little bit done of. None of our laws. Oh, I suppose Medicae. Just see if we can boost his stats. He might be... I don't actually know if I can technically use this guy in, we say, situations. But he might be useful. Who knows? Let us... back up here. Oh, advanced skill, that's why. Base skill. Of the Imperium, why not? Imperium. Intelligence. Advanced skill of the Imperium. I don't know, Death Waltz. There you go, he's now got 70 on Lore of the Imperium, 110 in Athletics. Let's back across and then come back across. We'll make him, let's just make him an assassin. Not too much. Death Whisper. Let's give him some bonus to what might come in usefulness. Medicae, I suppose. Okay, that's just him up. Leveled up. Everybody else is already leveled up. Okay, cool. And then, for instance, because if I come to here, posts. Why is my warp channel had disappeared? Oh, probably because she did slightly disappear for a second. Master of Maneuvers. Actually upgrade it to this guy. Upgrade new heading. You have to use the current ability once. The upgraded version. Fires in a straight line, making a full U-turn at the end of its movement, and can choose its final position from 3 directions. Opposed to this. But you can't choose, so we can basically choose our direction. So, it's going to cost me 100 scrap. How much scrap am I currently boasting? I'll just upgrade it for now. Spring Run already upgraded. Reinforced shields cannot be upgraded. Okay. Components. What am I toting for scrap? 400. Okay. And if you'd excuse me one second, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to remind myself what the void combat damage types are. Which will have their weaponry listed for examination. It doesn't say what type of damage they do, and plus, by the time I'm in the void combat, it's a bit late. So kinetic shields are macro cannons. Blast is torpedoes. There is no shield against energy by memory. Chaos magic attacks are either energy or warp damage. No special shield for that. Fighting Chaos, humans equip kinetic. When Xenos equip all around average shield, since you should be dodging torps anyway. You should. So kinetic damage is the one we want to shield against. And so this is blast attacks. So no, we're not going to go and switch that in because that should just be torpedoes. And yes, I understand I actually got hit by torpedoes. But I can upgrade the hull. More to the point, I can upgrade the hull. I'm not going to upgrade the ram. You can keep upgrading the hull. I actually didn't do this that much in the last playthrough. We're going to upgrade it once more. I don't know what level you can potentially attempt to get it up to, but I'm up to 182 hull damage. Okay, I think I did that once maybe in my last playthrough, and I had so much scrap by the end of it. It was quite ridiculous. So I'm going to remember to keep coming in and doing this, especially when we start to get more scrap, which I was going to skip the abilities to reduce the amount of scrap we use. You can have half on repair and collect twice as much. So in essence, you can get, in essence, four times as much left in your hold. And I'm going to be massively slamming up my Void ship's armor. I don't know how high it will go, but I'm going to keep pushing up there. I'm going to stop now. We're at 200 because I still need to be able to repair my ship because there's no point in having a high maximum if you cannot repair. So let's jump down into Janus. Begin our scan. Oh, look at this. There happens to be something on the planet. We're going to take the usual suspects. Except sometimes I get the small feeling that not having Abelard in a few of these situations might actually be detrimental. I mean, he is my Seneschal. It would make sense to have him on, you know, especially places like when we get to Dargonus. you know, being my senator. So here we have it. Governor Wyatt's estate. Hold the last few people getting into place. Who is this with a sniper rifle in the background? Why is there only... there we are. I was going to say, why is there only 5 of us? It's because 2 of us are literally occupying the exact same space. Time. A lavishly dressed noblewoman in an opulent silk gown watches you with an expectant air, but then gracefully bows her head. Gem-encrusted implants protrude from her arms and neck. I welcome you on behalf of the noble house Wyatt am Abram. My name is Vistenza Janus Wyatt am Abram af Coronis. By the grace of the Emperor and the will of the rogue trader, Theodora, I serve as planetary governor and imperial commander-in-chief. Truth, your arrival in the place of the esteemed von Valencius is quite unexpected. I am the head of the dynasty now. Such tragic news. I will see that the planet observes a month of mourning.
For Janus!
Wow. Planetary guards are very much dead.
Another annoyance.
Oh, only 5 people to kill. I have been ambushed, so I can't move, but Cass is going to go first. Okay. Then there's 2 on this side. So I'm in fact going to step back a little bit, then mount them.
Emperor, give me strength.
These servants, however, are rather hardy. I feel like I blew up some cover somewhere. At least it sounded like it. But no, all the cover still stands. All the servants still stand as well, which is highly annoying. Let's not accept that as a general result. One's dead, and 2 others are stunned. That's much better. Front line. Going to stick everybody in the front line. And... yeah, no, that'll do.
For now.
Patience has failed me.
Beautiful amount of dodging. Argenta. I'm going to mark these guys as prey. Winning by 3, health of 5. We're going to go and... yeah, let's go rapid fire. Let's over penetration,
As the
rapid
Emperor
fire.
commands, I act.
They're dead. Idira gets a bonus go. We're gonna simply mark, might as well mark 2 more guys as prey.
Was that you? Or
Now I can't attack, but that on Heinrichs. First time in combat, an ally becomes a target of a psychic power. This ally gains 10 to weapon skill and ballistic skill until the end of combat. And then let's give
on it.
Our Lady Cass some dodging ability. And then I'm also going to go and stick
Cover me.
Idira in cover and out of this giant blob of people, basically.
Doubt is for the weak.
Go and gain a bit more momentum, and that's Argenta. That one's just burnt to death. Got a couple more guys blowing a hole through the wall and charging in. Is that 4 more, I think I see? Yes, it is. And one just got sniped beautifully from an unknown person. I wonder who that could have been. It was more than 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, yep, the full 9 down there. Yeah, I can't actually see anybody. Let us Forewarning to... It's till the end of combat, isn't it? Yes. Go and put it on Kibala. Definitely about to be running in there and killing everything. And then...
Will do.
Going up. Cass's stats a little bit more. And we'll simply leave it at that. The Estate Warden is going to be the first to die. Although 57 health, not actually too bad. But on the other hand... Yep. Kibala! You can... What do we got? Diversionist, Rebel, Grenadier, Ironclad, Ripper, Sharpshooter, Ripper, Sharpshooter, Ironclad, and Ripper. Now the Ripper should quite happily come to me. Let's come to here.
I am your blade and shield.
Well, I wasn't supposed to hit where it hurts, but never mind. I was supposed to hit Reckless Abandon. Then let's go and...
As the tenets demand.
Jump in the middle here. Let us go and...
Trust me. As honor or death, I shall not fail.
Go and, yes, basically to simply keep swinging at people. We've got some Bloodstained. 2% more damage for each stack of Bloodstained effect. That's 4% so far. And, yep, that'll be Kibala.
Out my way.
About to become... Oh, no. They want the Estate Warden dead. And dead he is. Chopped in half he is. From our Ironclad Rebel. Alright, yep, let's come to here. And right, let's... Grenadier Rebel, I kind of want him dead, to be honest with you. I don't need any grenades coming around. There's only one of him, I do believe. Let's also mark up the... Yeah, Diversionist. He seems a bit singular as well. Let's get him out the picture. And our Sharpshooter.
See?
Now, in terms of prey, there are 3 currently on the map. Argenta has 1 stack left. And Idira has 1 stack left. Let's go and see if we can take out this Grenadier.
Behold the wrath of madness!
Oh, 4 health left. That's just rude. After me is Heinrichs. Yes, that Grenadier Rebel needs to die. Let's
see.
very much turn that on because Cass is going to go mental. As is Idira when it gets to their turns. Yes, right. That Grenadier is now dead. Let us... Still can't see anybody, huh? Oh yeah, we can get the Ripper Rebel at the back. Going at him as prey. Let us... you can put forewarning on yourself, in fact.
Was that you? Or...
And... sensory deprivation to... Yeah, we can't really see anyone, unfortunately. So we'll just put it on Ripper Rebel. Oh, I think there was potentially a little bit of warp fun going on there. Enemy in 10-star radius is trailed and finishes the turn. A chance against trailed enemies 50% if the enemy is difficulty of 5. No one quite in range. It will take to make several attacks. The number of attacks is equal to the number of prey in combat, so that will be 3. These attacks are equally divided among all prey in the bounty hunter's line of sight. The attacks always hit and score critical hits. Go for it. Okay, that was a little bit weird.
A maelstrom of madness!
Okay, there was actually 3 in combat, but I guess I only hit the ones I can see. That's good to know. Heinrichs, you can come down here. You can
I'll put my psychic abilities to use.
boost your own strength with iron arms. Word of the Emperor. Then let's go ahead and hit this guy with some psychic force. And then let's
see to it.
go and heal Kibula a little bit.
Let's make it quick.
As her life's about to become a lot of fun. Sharpshooter Rebel comes across.
Score the pain.
Hold on.
Oh, he dead.
On it.
Blind the Sharpshooter Rebel. Then
Will do.
forewarning on Heinrichs. Oh, we have reached Veiled Degradation. Now it's actually my go. And with that, we actually get to really get some Veiled Degradation on the go. Why am I going to take damage? That's rude. I thought it only hit 3 people. Up to 4 targets. Okay. But do we have... We do have no damage, save for the kill. No. Oh, we don't. It's going all the way through. Because we've had extra damage come back against us. Okay, so we're going to simply scream at somebody. He's going to die, so let's not worry about him.
What is to come.
Bit of psychic shrieking. Oh, it doesn't actually cause veil degradation, at least, well, it claims not to. On a beautiful 15.
Anything else?
Let's simply go and weaken this guy for now. Yeah, we need to really do something about veil degradation. We have a lot of... With her potentially doing all her extra moves, all of the forewarning, etc., and Heinrichs as well joining in. There is, yeah, let's just say there's a lot. Oh, cheeky. Flipped all the way through. Okay, veil degradation just dropped down a little bit as we start round 2. Go and weaken all of these guys. And let's...
I am a navigator.
Make this guy wish he had never run so far forward. We're going to go and give some bonus stats to Kibula.
If you insist, Lord Captain.
And what I should have in fact done is given an extra move to Kibula.
I'm not accustomed to being
Never mind.
ordered around.
Argenta. How to do this one? Come to here. I can't really see the rebel sharpshooter because of cover. Go ahead and do that. Let's grab that. Let's grab piercing shot. Let's simply make him pray because I can. Didn't even finish her go, and yet. Go and simply weaken this
But of
guy.
course.
Let's... Yeah, let's just go firearm mastery. A little bit tempted to have left it for Ebola, but it's okay. But I'm guaranteed a hit with
I'll do it. As the Emperor
my
commands,
single
I act.
shot attacks. So let's
I'll do it.
abuse that and start shooting this
Doubt is for the
sharpshooter
weak.
in the background. Down to 32 health. Let
The shadows will see it done. Caught by the web. Killing brings me no pleasure.
Damn it! Just out of range. Should have moved and then attacked. Now can't get anybody. I wish you could increase the range of your jump. Somehow, some way. Doesn't actually carry any grenades. Nice parry. Needs to do a cheeky reload, it seems.
What?
Yeah, that hurt him. Heinrichs. That with a simple cleaving swing. Then we don't actually have any damaging abilities, do we? Go ahead and endure. Get a bit of deflection. That doesn't take away our unyielding beacon stacks, so... Ow.
Will do.
Oh, what? I was so hoping he was going to die. Don't think I'm going to be able to see this guy. No, I'm not. I may as well just stay in range of these two.
I have read tomes of military tactics.
That's him. He'll be very dead.
Try to die with grace, at least.
Let's give CC another go. You can simply shoot this guy.
A predictable downfall.
Then Argenta can finish
do
us
it.
off.
Eradicated.
Oh, welcome, guards. Welcome to the fight. Good timing. Pelgranus is strangling this peasant like a noose. His words are laden with fear for our well-being, and yet he fears for his own even more. Where did Governor Viat go? Governor is safe, protected by walls and wardens. Please follow me. I will escort you to her personally. Find my own way there. Very much. Do a bit of looting. You have improved flak vest. Marksman's rifle. Oh, it's a little bit better. It's got a little bit, although additional hit chance actually drops down, as does armor penetration. I think I'll keep the rebel. And a manufactured sword. Where's that to cargo? Where's that to cargo? Where's that to cargo? Just keep the first couple of instances myself. Cargo.
Patience.
Of the Imperium.
I'm not afraid.
Marked with a familiar signet of Munitorum and additional seals of a forge world unknown to you. Crates contain high-grade weapons likely made to order. Hot shot lasgun. And a multi-key. Got fauna. Can't go up there. That's fair enough. No goods down here. There was no goods here.
One step at a time, amidst the madness.
And up here there was also nothing. Let's keep going forward. Let's come down this way. Oh, look at them gliding into the fight. They're that enthusiastic about getting there. Mansion. I assume there's not going to be, well, at least too many of the people around. So do you know what? I'll come and do this run around in a bit because I think they've all
peace in my wake.
They've all disappeared due to the combat. Let's jump into the mansion. We'll have a conversation, and then by the time we're back out, when I run around, I'll also be able to talk to all of the extras, as I'm sure there are quite a few people dotted around here and there. The estate, and I can have a conversation with, basically. Janus Noble, Servant, State Warden, Aristocrat, Servant.
I'm impressed by your combat skills and conviction. Perhaps one day you will consider serving him under a different set of tenets.
You talking to?
I hear your words, and I see your intent. In truth, all you wish to change is the name of the one who commands me.
Stop trying to take away my shadow. Your Lordship, the Most Honourable C.C. von Valancius, the Governor is awaiting you in her office, where she is protected by walls and guards. Would you prefer to meet her alone or with your entourage? My entourage will be accompanying me. Your Ladyship, accept my abject apologies for the reprehensible stunt that spoiled the reception. Even in my worst nightmares, I could never have imagined. A death cultist? My, how unexpected. Must someone face severe punishment in the Emperor's name? Someone always does. As for who and when, the Undying One will tell. Don't care about your apologies, I could have been killed. I assure you, your ladyship, I would never, I beg you, give me the chance to prove my loyalty and explain myself. Stengia's companion standing beside her also bends into a slavish bow, while reaching out to offer a reassuring touch to Vestenzia's hand, who immediately draws it away. One of your wardens helpless in battle, a superb shot. You must be referring to Elliot, our chief ally in the struggle against the rebels. I've turned a blind eye to her horrific mutations, given the undoubted advantages she brings. You see, Elliot comes from the local degenerate stock of this world and knows Janus like the back of her hand. So she has provided several leads as to where we can find bases and secret storehouses. Although I admit that at times I am tempted to send her away from the estate, her unnaturalness means that speaking with her always leaves me feeling uneasy. Such a gaunt and feminine figure, and so tall. Did I hear you correctly, Governor Wyatt? You have a mysterious mutant on your estate at this very moment. One of the prodigy's height, slight build, and with supernatural talent for shooting. The arrival of this helper never give you pause for thought. Allow me to make myself clear. To refuse Elliot's help in our circumstances would have been incredibly rash. Yes, mutants are creatures abhorrent to the Emperor and they should be exterminated, but sometimes humanity makes exceptions for those who can serve the Imperium. I'm not concerned that your aide is a mutant. I am far more concerned that she may be nothing of the sort. TC, I would like to meet this helper of Governor Wyatt's without delay out of professional interest. If you wish to speak to Elliot, you will find her outside in the orangery, most likely by the gazebo. She prefers to keep her distance from others. What's happening on the planet? Several months ago, uprisings broke out on Janus. I was not even notified at first. Griping worms are for the wardens to worry about. Alas, I only learned of what was happening after the miscreants began targeting noble families. Then it became apparent that what the administrative accounts referred to as unrest were in fact organized attacks on infrastructure. They've already brought 13 agri-complexes to a halt and have now moved on to assassination attempts. My wardens are doggedly tracking down the rebels, but their leaders are slipping from our grasps yet again. And Janus will fill its foodstuff. I risk angering you, your ladyship, but this is nothing compared to the shamelessly deceiving you. Let's consider the situation dispassionately. Even the most talented logistics experts of the Administratum are unable to guarantee stable tides when shuttles are wary of landing at the spaceport. Instead, the peasants are indulging in dangerous minority within their ranks. Considering what has occurred, your visit is a true blessing. You see, Janus does not have its own fleet. We could organize a planet-wide search if we had ships at our disposal, ships like yours. Your ladyship, perhaps you will find a way to support your subjects in their hour of need. I'm sure even approximate coordinates would be sufficient to have the ground forces and ship's crew work together to hunt down the enemy. The rebels will have something to say to the mistress of their world. Found on Janus, I shall have to handle this myself. I am removing you from your post as governor of this planet. I am placing you under arrest. When I finish with the rebels, I'll decide what to do with you. Your ladyship, but I have served your dynasty faithfully and honestly. I have worked tirelessly to tame this unruly planet. As you wish. He's still technically in here? How come this door's closed? Your ladyship prefers... I don't want to waste time on this right now.
In this tapestry of a world, I am the rogue thread.
She shall be removed. I kind of do obviously know what's going on here, and she might be potentially more than removed. Who only knows?
Is
As
it
they said,
seemly for valued servants of the Emperor to huddle together in such a squalid abode?
We attach importance to other things than Icassia. Ascesis is how we achieve self-perfection. Our feats of faith are our goal, and the prayers written upon our walls serve as our murals.
Servitor... Old servant. You're too late, Fiat's dogs. I am the master of my own fate. It's you, your ladyship. God Emperor must have brought you here. I beg you, help the rebels and save Janus. Forgive me, your ladyship. If only I'd known it was you, my eyes deceived me. We have little time now, but I swear I'll tell you everything. A strong toxin. We apply something similar to the lips of new initiates of the Bloodspawn web. It kills minor nerves and purges one's sensitivity to pain. For this layman, though, it is a certain and violent death. Say what it is, whatever you want to say. In the name of the Golden Throne, your ladyship, show mercy on the humble workers, the salt of Janus. Save them. Extensia Viat, the untouchable governor and leader of the nobility, is creating something monstrous behind closed doors. She uses the Imperium's interests as a smokescreen and purports to be a scholar, but her actions are poisoning our planet. Did you know that the settlements that fail to pay their due tithes on time have been allowed to pay with people instead? They even deliver them to order, sometimes old folks, sometimes children. I've seen those people. I've seen them being delivered to the estate, and then they're never seen or heard from again. They go into secret rooms and they don't come out again, your ladyship. Ever. Fresh meat to entertain the nobility. Some things never change, whether you're on my planet or anywhere in the righteous Imperium. Peasants who were taken to Durac 5 to serve House Ocelio were never seen or heard from again either. They became loyal servants and toiled for the good of a great dynasty. Why should they have returned to their filthy, squalid abodes? What secret rooms? Hidden chambers deep within the palace. I've never been inside. Thankfully, the servants who are allowed in, the ones the governor trusts, they change. She changes them. Pretties them up. Defiles them. You accuse the rogue traders appointed governor of heresy. Your words are false. They themselves are tantamount to heresy. But if what you say is true, then your sacrifice will be to your credit, my good man. I swear I'm not lying. Pray for me, holy sister, for me and for Janus. I am not sure I'll last long enough to answer all your questions. What else is going on in the settlements? I'll tell you exactly what I was told by the people who contacted me. These tithes, some settlements have already switched to paying them with people. They say that amenable settlements get special treatment from the governor's dogs. They arrange for medicine to be supplied to the settlement, then security, and then they completely isolate them. All contact between those inside the settlement and the outside world is cut off. One lad managed to get out. He's the one who told me all this. People are rotting alive inside. And then his wrists. Oh. Your Ladyship, if you permit a dying man to make one last request, don't tell anyone that I was the one who unlocked the doors. I will keep your secret. Please save us, save Janus. He is now dead. Old servant.
Curiosity sings in my
Okay,
veins.
so accusations of things are going on here. And let's come around this side of the palace, like I said. I know we did quickly jump around here before, but nope, I think so. There could be. There's actually people here now. Civita. Vinzelix. Oh, tech use is a little bit higher. Greetings, your ladyship, Lex Mechanic Vinzelex. How may I serve you? Well, the Adeptus Mechanics have been trusted with the management of the Adeptus Administratum in order to catalogue agronomic data and analyze information about the planet during the process of subjugation. According to the data stored in my cogitator, all infrastructure nodes for food harvesting and process have their own contingent of technomats. The total number amounts to 253. Figure is 211 units. Okay. Obviously lost a few. Planet's soil possesses a unique composition suitable for the re-engineering of the planet and mass production of foodstuffs. Traces of xenoactivity that do not pose an immediate threat to ongoing operations, undesirable pathologies. Genetic and chemical pathologies. Your ladyship, harmless species mutate and become aggressive, while plants change their chemical composition and become poisonous. It's often what seems to be insignificant anomalies like these that lead to greater troubles. How is the governor dealing with this? I've analyzed the genome of the affected species, and I am currently developing suppressor genes to make the planet's organisms resistant to pathology. But so far, I have not been able to solve the problem. Further exploration of the planet would perhaps speed up these processes, but the administrative apparatus has imposed a ban on expeditions that are not directly aimed at improving production. According to data obtained during the initial survey, ruined structures of non-human origin were noted in different sectors of the planet, but I did not have the administrative capacity to study them in more detail. I'm listening. How are things with you and your fellows? Stable. The progress of the prospect is assessing as encouraging. Later. Wish. I'm going to risk it and go for a 70% chance. Beautiful. Managed to get it.
What lies beyond?
Nothing else back here, it seems. But if we come to here we have Elit.
Iliad Lenevis greets you, Elantark.
Regrettable news. This creature is not a mutant as the locals assumed, but a representative of the Eldari, one of the myriad enemies of humanity. You should not trust this creature. Do not communicate with it any longer than necessary.
There is no need to mutilate my language, monkey. I speak yours well enough to converse with Elantark without a translator. And since you have discerned my path, I will be direct in my speech. My soul is nothing kin to yours. Your kind call us Xenos, as if we are all as one. I came here to protect the Lilithon by assisting the governor against her enemies. Will you hear me, or be blinded to sense by your precepts?
Number 3. Keep your hands right.
Reckless.
Get up, Heinrich.
I have banished the shadow of doubt from your thoughts regarding my nature. Now you will answer my question. Why have you sought me out?
How do you come to be on Janus? Why do you call me Elantark? Spoke to the Magos in charge of the operation of the planet. He says something going wrong with this world. There are spontaneous mutations, animal attacks. Maybe you have something to say about that. Why are you helping the governor?
This world is in distress. I wish to protect it from unnecessary suffering.
You know about the rank and file rebels?
Only that they threaten the established order. There is much risk to this world should the ruler die.
Ilit's face is unreadable, but you detect a strange tension in her voice as though she is choosing her words carefully. You know who's behind the uprisings?
There is a malevolence here that drives your kin down the path of violence.
How did you come to be on Janus?
The world you call Janus was once created by the will of my kin. I have far more right to be on the Lilithon than any of you.
You're the governor's mysterious helper.
I am Elantark. My hand parried the death promised to the ruler of these people, and I aided you in battle against the Lost Ones.
Why do you call me Elantark?
Because that is what you are. Elantark means stranger from the darkness amidst the stars. You descended on flame-winged machines in a dark time when the air of the planet is soaked in blood and pain. Will you be the one to bring peace to the Lilithon? The Lilithon is expressing her wrath. For centuries, this world has resisted the brutality inflicted upon it by soulless machines and unmindful creatures. But what the machine man told you, that is something else. Something more frightening. The planet is fighting an evil that has taken root in its very cradle.
Answers are not particularly helpful.
But you are not asking for help, Elantark. You are merely asking questions, the answers to which are either unimportant or wreathed in shadow. Explore this place. Speak to those who know. A simple task for you, and an insurmountable challenge for me, since my very appearance provokes fear and suspicion. When you learn anything, tell me. Perhaps then my answers will be helpful to your search.
If you want, you can join me.
So be it.
With all due respect, are you sure this is the right decision? We know nothing about this Xenos, or why she has wormed her way into the Governor's confidence. As far as I can tell, she isn't especially keen to help us, and yet, for some obviously dark reason, she has decided to take part in our investigation.
My judgments and choices are for me alone, Monkey. If uniting with your mistress will bring peace to the Lilithon, then it is the true path. Do not get in my way if you value your next breath.
You have not yet spent enough time among humans if you think threats will dispose me more favorably toward you. The decision is yours, rogue trader. But let me be clear. I will terminate your pet Xenos at the first sign of her non-compliance.
Uh-huh.
I am ready, Elantark.
Okay, so she has now become part of the crew. Question is, who do we leave behind? Now, I think for now, I'm going to switch out Argenta because they should be very similar styles of character, I think. I'm not entirely sure. But we're going to switch out Argenta and see what Elliot is basically all about. So let's have a quick look. Elliot, let's in fact go straight to the character screen. There's no point in going anywhere else. Summary, she is nothing. Nothing whatsoever. She is... Oh, she's actually an operative. I genuinely thought she would have been a soldier. Origin talents in my sights. Elliot ends her turn at the start of her next turn, excluding extra turns. If possible, she makes an attack that cannot miss and does not count towards the attack limit per turn. Okay, nice. Then obviously, yes, we have the stuff as the operative. Perfect spot. Precise attack. And if we come across to talents, let's just start at the bottom. It's a bit easier. Instant control, torpedo control, and determined scan. You can use our diary equipment, of course. Craft world. There you go. She is from a craft world. In my sights, Eldari weapon proficiency. Shock and horror. Asurani outcast. Path of the outcast and willingly left their craft world to wander and explore the cosmos. And the children of Asurani. They also gain 50% dodge chance and +2 initiative. And can advance their agility, perception, and awareness skills regardless of their archetype. And then we have all of this. Analyze and expose. Ballistic calculation. Attacks the target affected by an exploit from a distance of 9 cells or further. Attack deals 15% damage. Sharpshooter. They deal +1 more damage with a single shot for every 5 cells between the target and gain +6 ballistic skill. Nice. Swift movements. Las weapon expert. In my sights, costs only 1 AP. Perfect spot. So, I mean, yep, generally going to be looking to get in a good spot, hide from a distance, and snipe people off. For archetypes, so they have finished being an operative. I mean, again, it screams bounty hunter. I mean, what else? We'll go bounty hunter, hunt down the prey. We shall go... We have 100% over penetration and 12% armor penetration. Till the end of combat. Damage to the bounty hunter's attack. If the target's armor against his attack is reduced below 20%, the target's dodge is also reduced against all the bounty hunter's attacks until the end of combat. Additionally, damage to the bounty hunter's attacks is increased by plus 11. Let's grab Cold Blood. And then let's have a look at some of her own stuff. Drukhari equipment. Oh, we can grab Drukhari equipment. Penetrating sight. In my sights gains additional armor penetration equal to perception percentage. Currently 6. In my sights gains additional dodge reduction equal to ballistic skill percentage, which is currently 5. This, I'm guessing, is still pretty much the same. It's going to be pretty standard. We will, of course, end up getting It Will Not Die and have Nimble. We already have Nimble. Go. Grab that. So we will obviously want to get... And to most point, she also has a really high bonus to awareness and Lore of Xenos, which comes off intelligence. Gets a beautiful plus a lot, basically. She actually, she has okay intelligence. But perception is obviously going to be the big one. Ballistic skill is going to be the next big one. We can maybe take intelligence as a third. I mean, don't really need agility too much. It does help initiative and dodge chance, admittedly. But we can probably simply hide her so far in the background. She hopefully doesn't get shot. Although some combats kind of can't go and do that, can you? But perception and ballistic skill. Then... yes, there is all of these fun things. When the prey is killed, was a critical hit. They gain 6% armor penetration until the end of combat. Definitely grab that one. Talk about critical hit score by the bounty hunter ally. The bounty hunter gains damage for 2 rounds. Reduced until the end of combat. That's slightly more useful than heightened concentration because it'll affect everybody. Whenever an ally kills a prey, the bounty hunter gains half of the bonuses granted by hunt down the prey. Of course, why not? Catch. Like the catch effect. Hunter kills an enemy with a critical hit. All allies in a 7-star radius, and the target gain plus target difficulty percentage critical hit chance at the end of turn. Whenever the bounty hunter scores a critical hit for the first time in a round. The movement points. Really, probably not going to be doing that on this. We're going to be trying to station ourselves pretty solidly in good bit of cover and just keep shooting people. I mean, could be quite good just for the reload, really. Attacks difficulty tier, deflection, willpower, and toughness. Yep, very so. A single shot on an immobilized or stunned target. The stack refunds its cost and does not count towards the attack limit. I'm gonna go ahead and grab that. Cass is wants to stun people. There you go. We've now gone and gotten Iliad. We are going to try and grab all of characters this playthrough because we have.
They will see. Oh yes.
We are very much going Iconoclast, so down, right down the middle.
Or was it not you? The voices are growing stronger. Why? Something's not right.
Attilius Quint and his servant. Well, ladies and gentlemen, before we go and have that conversation, we are in fact going to end the stream and the episode there. I look, it's now surrounding his little smoke bubble as well. That definitely didn't happen before. I don't know if smoking has now been added as an animation or whether it's just gone a little bit funny. But when we come back next time, we'll have a conversation with Attilas Quint, and we'll continue to attempt to find out what is going on the planet of Janus. And so until next time, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all very much for joining me. I hope you are enjoying the playthrough as always. And until we see you again, no matter where that may be or when that may be, I hope that you will stay safe, happy,